Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children that have no lives, welcome to the HyperX Scrim Season 1. I am your play-by-play announcer, the killer blood spiller, 5-foot monster and a half, the Viper Sniper DukeCummings. Yeah, it's me. Alongside of me, the cream of the crop, misfires Pickford. Hola, Pickford.
Hello, Duke, and yes, I am the cream of the crop because I rise to the top. I never beat a pig because I'm big as a cop. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a little jump around. What? Anyway, so I'm sorry. We are now starting week 7. 2 weeks left. 6 events. Is first place out of reach? Maybe not, but it's not out of reach. 2nd through 5th, every single match we're seeing a movement in that position, plus bragging rights. A lot of teams trying to get that 5th place, and 7th through 10th very, very tight, very, very close for a lot of these teams as we go down with 6 more scrims to go in this OUTcast Scrim Season 1.
That's right, we're 3/4 of the way on this, and it seems that we might have our winners. They're up by what? About it should pop up here in a second. They're up by nearly 80 points. They could probably, if they do well enough this week, they could probably do. They could sit out the last week and still end up winning. But we do have some moving around. Dream Killers taking that 2nd spot from Hacks, formerly known as Blitz, formerly known as Hacks. 7th place has been taken by Top Strikers, who averaged 14 points per match last week. Metaphor dropping down a spot. So did the Forgotten. 10 HP rounding out the top 10.
Well, Duke, there is 6 events. The most you can score is 30 points. So there's 180 total points. 187 Black is up by 81 points. So technically, it is not out of the spectrum of disbelief. But what would happen is one team would have to dominate, and 187 would have to have continuous bad matches, and it's going to be very, very difficult for those both things to happen, because we have seen 187 stumble in the past few events. The problem is there's not one team that's been able to step up and take over. Friday, they came in 7th place. They did win on Wednesday, but and they didn't do as well last week. So the problem is that when they do have a stumble, there's not one team always getting second place or getting first place. In fact, on Fridays, when 187 did get 7th place, a team that we don't see very often, last one standing, ended up winning the entire thing after they tied the Woo 103-103. Last one standing winning due to a tie or to more kills.
Also, 187 Black can they only have 5 teams that could potentially leapfrog them from here on out, and that's Tree Sports, Dream Killers, Hacks, OUTcast Alpha, and the Woo. Everybody else is eliminated from that first spot. Here we have our cherry topper poppers, and Trick is just running away with it with 175 kills. Clown in second with 125, Mr. Zebra 110, Junie 98, and Sarge, who has been outside the top 10 for most of these scrims, has found himself in the top 5 now.
Well, what we're going to see is with these teams is the teams that not only have the best killers, but they have a multitude of killers on their team. You can't just have one good player or 2 good players. You have to have all 4 of your players, sometimes more than that. Sometimes you have to do bring in a new player, but each one of those guys has to carry their weight. You can't have any weak links on your team if you want to be successful.
Certainly not. I mean, as you said, all of these players are essentially top teams here. And we're gonna. I tell you what, let's take a look at some of the statistics Hacks has put up in the last couple of weeks. Weeks 1 through 3, putting up 148 points. In the last 3 weeks, though, a 43-point deficit from the first 3 weeks. Their kills have been going down. Their match points have gone down. They still have the same amount of wins, but it seems like we're seeing 2 different teams now.
You're right, and if they had played as well in the second half as they had in the first half so far, they would have 43 more points. That would put them at 296, and that would obviously put them in second place. So obviously they'd move up a spot, but they'd also be well within. They'd only be about 60 points step behind what is a Black, which is still pretty far, but 60 points is a number that is you can cut 10 to 15 points off of that for the last 6 events. You can kind of see it, but I mean, 187 Black really needs to have a complete fall off. They need to score 1 point. If one of these teams, if Dream Killers can win and 187 Black can come in like 16th place, that's really what it's going to take for them to for me to really believe that there's a chance.
As we take a look at 187 Black's statistics, I mean, it's the same old story. A lot of kills, high KDs, a lot of wins, and the results of that gets you a first place spot.
And even their 5th player, they have a Mystic in here that has a 2.45 kill with 76 kills. I mean, they pretty much, it's just plug and play. Obviously, whatever hacks they're using are the best in the group, because these guys are top to bottom. There is no weak link. You can't kill one person and be like, okay, we got over, because every single person on this team is just a destroyer.
And our new second place team, which I believe I called that last week. Pickford, I believe I called it. Dream Killers was gonna take that second spot, and behind the likes of Junie and Sarge, who are 2 players in the top 5 in kills. Only one other team has such a statistic, and that's 187 Black. So it's not a surprise that these guys and 187 Black are your top 2 teams right now.
And this is just a team that every single person is pretty much equal in regards to their skill set. They're all around that 1.8, 1.90, a little bit lower, but they also have. I mean, every one of their players is a player that can go in there and can do the job. And that's what you need. I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen it with other teams like Metaphor, with the Woo, and stuff like that. We're going to see it with other teams that we're going to see later on in these stats. Is that you'll see a drop off of stats when it gets to some of their players.
And we look at Hacks, who has, a team that's fallen off a little bit. Now they're sitting in third place, and OUTcast Alpha is not far behind them, looking to take that third spot.
Well, I mean, recently some of the players on Hacks have changed their name. So Luis is now Lucifer, and due to that, he actually has 63 kills. It is a 1.3, and what is his name? Demos, whatever his name is, or not Demos, but Devour is now Satan, and has 89 kills and a 2.2 rating. So they just changed their stats up, or their names up. PG obviously doing well, but this is another team where every single person is a quality clapper, and it's still coincidence. It's like a broken record. You see it 1, 2, 3, but then when we go to the next team, we see a little bit of a change, Duke.
So hold on. I kind of want to go back to Hacks. So they changed their team name, and then they changed their team name again. They changed their players' names. One's name's Lucifer, and the other's name's Satan.
Yes, sir.
So essentially, they're the same person.
Yeah, and attitude, and attitude was supposed to be Jalassa, but I guess that didn't happen, or that didn't stick, or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles, Beelzebub.
Beelzebub. Are there any other names?
no, that's like the devil.
Devil, yeah. Yeah, we're just brainstorming because it seems like that's the direction
Brownie.
this team's going. Hey, don't talk about my leading killer on my team.
We just missed him.
He's got 81 kills. That's all you need to know.
And if you see the rest of the team, now if you see, as we look, we just went past OUTcast Alpha. Now we're going into the Woo. You're seeing some of the players are being very, very successful, and some of them have a little bit of drop off. We saw that with 1-7. Now look at Trick, obviously doing dominant. Serac, U-turn, both are 1. Jonica is really, their job is to, Jonica's job through interviews is to make sure that when Trick gets knocked, to pick him up. That's as a utility player. Because obviously how Trick goes, how that entire Woo team works. My question is, we saw Woo, I think you brought the stats last week, how dominant they were, but my question is, if the Woo had taken this entire 8-week season seriously, where would they be? They're obviously in 5th place with, by playing missing matches and stuff like that. If they could just take care of that 8-week marathon, I wonder where they would be.
Same spot, I would guess.
Maybe.
Interesting though. Trick has a 3.2 KD. The rest of his team combined has a 3.1. If you just add it up, it's a 3.1 KD. So he still has more KD than a higher KD than everybody else on his team. Now we take a look at True Savages, a team that has been on the cusp of the top 5 last couple of weeks. Ever since the Woo leapfrogged them. Can you see this team maybe finding their way back into the top 5, Pickford?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen it with the Woo. Essentially, it's all based on what the Woo's going to do. If the Woo goes out there and it's dominant, the Woo could easily... The Woo is 22 points behind OUTcast Alpha. If they dominate, OUTcast Alpha has been slowly slipping, having a little problems. They could go, but True Esports is only 11 points behind the Woo. The Woo has a bad week, and the True Esports has a good one. They could easily jump into that 5 spot and snag that money.
And here we have Top Strikers. Ghost is the lone member on this team that was in the top 10 of the Cherry Top Poppers. 81 kills. He's right there with Brownie. You also have Zeus, Rage, and Static.
Now this is where we gotta have a big drop off regards to from 6th to 7th, with top strikers being 58 points behind True Esports in 6th place. But also, this is our favorite team from South America, a team that routinely plays with 120 ping. They play very, very smart. They're up there with OUTcast Alpha in regards to how smart they play, because they know their limitations and they play within it. They know they're going to have they're going to have bad ping. So what? They're not going to take a lot of CQC. They're going to try to do a little bit more distance where ping is not as big of an issue. Also, I just got a word that Gold is from OUTcast Alpha is being slick, and he's now changed his name for the day to OUTcast Silver. So that's wonderful. That's just another new name I have to try to remember when I do the stats later tonight. Great.
Why? They're not even in 2nd place.
Because you're a bunch of jerk-offs, that's why.
They're not even 2nd place. What's the tier below bronze? What is that?
Lead.
Lead? Yeah, it should be OUTcast Lead.
So, and then, well, now that we're talking about people that are terrible at things, speaking of, as I see before me, what is that, 295 to 428? Whew!
Yeah, we can move on.
I think that's.
Yeah, let's move on. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Black
this is horse shit.
So my question, Duke, as we see this other one, I tell you what, we were very, very. I think we did very well with our first 2 picks, but man, we really shit the bed with our 3rd pick in regards to the teams. I mean, so many teams came out of nowhere. And just blew out, the Forgotten, a great team. We saw them before in Misfire. I mean, shit, it's my team. It's the team I love. But some of these teams came in here and just really did some work in regards to this season. Teams that we didn't really expect or didn't, teams improving. Metaphor, huge improvement. Probably the most improved team if I had to vote for the season. But with that said, Duke, we've seen this slow bleeding of points from OUTcast Alpha. They were at one point, they were in 2nd place, very, very tight in 2nd place, only a little bit behind. And every week they just drop a little bit more points, a little bit more points, a little bit more points. And my question is, they now are 33 points out of 6th place. With 6 events left, will OUTcast Alpha finish in the top 5? Because as you know, their whole motto is, we've talked to C-Dub many times. What does he talk about? Don't throw away going for a 1st place finish. Don't throw away a 5th place finish going for 1st place. Will Alpha be able to stem the bleeding and keep in the top 5? Because I think that if OUTcast Alpha, a team that was pretty much by myself was picked, but at least was considered the 2nd best team in this lobby when the season started. For them to fall out of the top 5 and finish in 6th place, I think would be a huge disappointment for them going into season 2.
I wonder, with you saying that, I wonder if there's, because they're a very different strategy to 187 Black, and obviously you see how well that's worked for 187 Black, but then you have Dream Killers, who play with a lot of killing and blood spilling in their minds, along with 3rd place team. Hacks is another team that loves to kill and blood spill. Do you think about changing your strategy for next season, or maybe just going for it here in the last 2 weeks?
I don't think that the ability to just frag out is something that you can just turn on and turn off. I think it's almost like, why doesn't a basketball player just start breaking down people in the paint and going for dunks all the time? You can learn how to shoot a 3-pointer, but you can't learn vertical. And I don't think a team like OUTcast Alpha or a team like that can really just turn on this hyper aggressive frag style. They maybe can put themselves in a situation where they're more in tune to get kills. But I think OUTcast Alpha, they have the same MO. It is drop safe, miraculously always rotate in the zone without getting killed, pick up a compound and stay there, center circle, and they get the kills as they come, whether it be 15 kills or 3 kills, but shoot for that position place where a team like the Woo or a team like 187 can just say, you know what, we're going to play super hyper aggressive because they have the skills to kill 20 people. They might not do that because they want to play a little bit more aggressively. With 187 Black, the way to get them is you've got to kill them off the go. And wherever they drop, they're gonna split drop. Whether it's no matter where it is the map, you got to pretty much find out if it's over by mansions. It could be by mansions there. You almost got to get a vehicle and just drive and try to find 187 person by person, and you can get 2 or 3 of them because they loot hundreds of meters away from each other. But if you allow them to loot and then get back together, it's gonna make for a very, very long night.
We jump in. Pickford, my sources are telling me that gold is not silver.
Silver is gold.
Silver is not gold either. Silver is gold's girlfriend.
Well, it's probably his left hand, so it's probably the same. We're talking about the same thing. But with that said,
they might actually have a chance.
They have Jay White has also been playing on that Alpha team. If you notice, it used to be Wadu Heck, and as you know, OUTcast Alpha always trying to make those changes. Made another one and decided to bring in Jay White up from the B team to play on the A team and try to shake things up. And it has resulted in a higher kill count, but it has not. But there's also been an offset in regards to results, so it's kind of been a zero-sum game. They are getting more kills, but they haven't been getting less rank or less position. So, they're getting the same 17 points. This is how they get those points.
As we take a look at the plane path, more on the north side here, going from about center of the map to more so on the northwest side, close to Zarki, going right through Georgiopol.
So I can tell you right now, when you have a route like this, Duke, where the short side is north, you know that the Wu is going to go to Yasnaya. No one is going to go up to Stalbert, and no one's going to go to Kavishki on the weak side of a Erangel map like this. They're all going to try to push south.
And you can bet your sweet ass that OUTcast Alpha is going to find themselves at Zarki.
Up at Zarki, yes sir. Oh, we already got. Who is this? Someone's already beefing in. We got OUTcast Bravo, and somebody else already beefing in.
OUTcast Charlie.
Charlie, and, yeah.
It appears NR Gur. NR Gur.
What was that?
NR Gur.
We are going to talk to Energy Gaming, Team 25. Is that Team 25?
24.
24. We're going to be talking to Energy Gaming. In the step between the second and third, one of the new teams, and also we're going to be talking to. Check my notes to make sure I don't miss. We're going to be talking in regards to. We're going to be talking to Death Squad, Vampy from Death Squad, in between matches 1 and 2. Some of the new teams we haven't really talked to before, as we that have kind of come in here and being interlopers, disruptors in this season.
We have the Forgotten up against 187 Black right now. Cal taking out Blaze, getting him out of there. But the Forgotten has been eliminated here thanks to Pro DJ, his ability to get the finish, something that Blaze could not quite do there. But I'm sure 187 Black will be just fine.
But Genius is right there, and the Forgotten is like what I consider a top 5 team in here. The problem with the Forgotten is that if they don't get a nice drop and a nice loadout early, it causes a systemic problem for them. They have a little bit of a trouble when it comes to initial drops. They're still, I think, looking for a place to consistently drop time after time. Ever since they had that problem with the Wuyazai, they've never really been able to, I think, fully recover from that. But it's only the first match, and I get you the Forgotten going on 20th place. They're going to be coming back super strong because these guys, I talk to these guys a lot, they're not going to be appreciative of that finish.
And it looks like Genesis has gotten cold feet and decided to bail out of Severny. And
watch out, Rage,
leave 187 Black all to themselves over there.
I mean, Genesis is obviously very smart play, but they have Rage right there. He's kind of patrolling that western side while his team is looting range, but he's got to be careful because his job there is to recon that area, not to engage with them. So he needs to just tell his team right now, well, there's 4 people over there, there's an entire squad. You should tell them they probably don't have much loot because they just rotated in there, obviously someplace else. So I'd go back, tell Ghost, tell those guys, get a vehicle because Zeus and Aesthetic is way far up inside the zone, while Rage and Ghost are by themselves in the shooting range. So if I was Rage, I would stay out of this fight and try to get back to Ghost and just be careful in case they decide to push to the shooting range after they loot these houses.
We have Death Squad over in the school area near True Savages, though. It looks like they've lost 2 of their members. Maybe potentially at the hands of True Savages. Yes, it appears so. As my math might be, is usually right. They have 2 team kills here, and Death Squad is minus 2 of their players. So something tells me, using my my detective skills, I've deduced that those 2 kills came from True Savages.
You're probably right. We're going to be talking to Vampy from Death Squad after this match. Hopefully, it won't be that upset after that early knock. And now we'll have to see how Sinner and Druggy decide to play the rest of this match. Obviously, they know that Trinity Sports is not one to be messed with due to them losing 2 of their players. But we only had 20, I think, overall 20 teams tonight, so it's going to be a little bit easier on this night to get up past that 16th place position to get into 50th place and some points. And also, with that said, it's with less teams. So we only have 24 teams, so we only have 20 teams. That's 16 less players, with more room on the map to move around, to rotate, to do what you have to do. Because we see, obviously, 10 HP, regardless of where the plane went, Smart on 10 HP, they're going to go down to the west side of military, and Dream Killers are going to go to the east side. That's what they do. That's their spot, and they make sure that everyone knows that.
As we're on board with Dream Killers here, with Sarge, has just found himself in the top 5 in kills this week. He must be very excited.
He's got to get one more. If he wants to, that magic cutoff is a top 4 for the 4-person All-Star team to get that money. So he's still 8 kills away from his own teammate, which is Junie. So a little interpersonal. But with that said, Junie's played more matches. They both have the same KD rate or KM rate.
So I ask you, Pickford, if you're Sarge here, what do? You try to ruin it for Junie? Do you try to steal kills from Junie?
I try to steal kills from everybody, Junie and everybody else. I'm trying to get the most kills as I possibly can. If those Dream Killers, there's now a lot of these teams that are at the top, they're looking at like double dipping. They're like, I want to win this, plus I want to win some cash from the cherry topper popper, the all-star, the most dangerous person. I know that like say something like Trick can win the most frags, plus be on the all-star team, plus get his team in the top 5 and win more money that way. So they can really look at stacking up these prizes and making a quite amount of money when the season's over. So I would do whatever it takes, but I'm gonna take kills from my teammates regardless of whether I win them or not, because that's like what I like to do.
Well, it looks like Outcast Alpha is getting into a bit of a fight here with top strikers. Here's looks like they ran somebody over.
And once again, Outcast Alpha doing exactly how to rotate out of Ozarki. Maybe a normal team would have gone down by ruins over those bridges. Obviously, that would have been terrible with 1 in 7 and I'm just calling them anti-SWAT, whatever they're calling themselves this minute. But they decided to go up to Severny, so good on them for knowing exactly where to go to make a safe rotation.
And just so everybody knows, it is a new member here of Outcast Alpha, Outcast Silver, Gold's girlfriend. She's already getting on the board with kills. Very, very impressive. I think she should just go ahead and quit the squad and maybe start her own team.
Probably, yes. I know that she's a much better sniper than Gold is.
It's probably because she's been taking some of her lessons at the Viper Sniper School of Sniping. I have been teaching her myself some one-on-one lessons.
Little ghillie suit, 2-person ghillie suit.
Yeah, there's a lot that could happen. A lot of things that can be taught in that bushy thing.
And Men of 4 rotating right by OUTcast, Alpha, CW, those guys. And what's that? The Genesis rotating now up out of zone. I like this move by Genesis, deciding, you know what, it's only the first zone. We're gonna rotate into zone while it's in the blue to hit these little compounds, 5 or 6 buildings each up south of Stalber. Probably not a lot of risk, not a big chance of someone being up there. The blue's not going to do a lot of damage, and you maybe get some more loot as you rotate in. But with that said, I think there's a lot of room to rotate into the zone, with it being a little bit on military and a little bit on mainland. But we'll have to see if anyone decides. No one's really gonna. Looks like no one's gonna really mess with Dream Killers on the East Coast. Maybe Outcast Bravo's there by Farm and Energy Gaming. Misfire kind of trying to take. Misfire's been taking that kind of little peninsula on the south of Pachinki after the first zone by that little F-boy shack there to try to like gauge where people are. So we'll have to see as these teams rotate in. We're gonna start losing a player here or there, shot out of their vehicle. We'll have to see how much total damage it really does.
And it looks like Genesis has now been finished off here by Men of 4. Am I seeing it? No, 2 of their members. That's it. Real deal. Taking out 2 of the members, as the rest of Genesis is a little bit further south of where they're at. Actually, much closer to Cuatros de Hombres.
A team that's really come on recently. I think they just got into the top 10.
No, they're just outside of the top 10. That's right.
Yeah, very, very close, very close. A team that was really, a team that was, we saw before, was constantly a team that was probably like 15th to 20th, with like Outcast, Bravo, and Charlie, really coming on and playing together very, very strongly. So, kudos to those guys.
And now we go to Misfire, who's taking some shots here at 187 Black, who is down 1 member as of right now.
Obviously, this is always a dangerous ploy, What I think is good is where if Misfire, the avenues of approach from another team is limited based up here. So you can be a little bit more risky, take a knock based on your shots, knowing that a team, you're going to know way before a team kind of rolls up on you and starts shooting at you. I don't have to worry about that 1 compound back there, but with that 1 compound, looks like, oh shit, looks like this guy's coming right at him, unknown from Dream Killers. And that's what's going to get him killed.
Or is that Dream Takers?
Dream Takers,
anti-sweat.
And now that it looks like he was the recon. Obviously now he's probably told us, don't go here. It's a full squad, but they're going to take this compound to the east of or to the west of Misfire. With that said, now that puts that little spot where Misfire is at a little bit more difficult, because now they have to watch out for rounds from Dream Takers in this compound and rounds from anyone to their east at a lower level. And Ghost Melee Elite's trying to rotate in there too.
Ghost Melee Elite coming in. Michael on their team. Artemis able to get a knock on Stanky, and now Fat Boy gets a knock on Michael here, and Ghost Melee Elite is down 2 players here.
Misfire picking a great place that people are just rotating through to really just camp out on. And like I said, what's good about this is that Misfire's going to know when any team shows up. You see Vulcan almost got knocked, took some rounds, but he's able to have plenty of time before any other team is going to be able to come up there and attack him. So the only problem is that based on where the circle goes, it can be difficult to get off this cliff and rotate out of here if you get a bad circle.
It seems that they're in a pretty decent spot right now, though.
That's very much so.
The placement of which they're at within that circle. Keeping an eye on Dream Takers.
And see, there you go. Now this is what you're seeing. That distance shot shooting from. Let's see where is True at. True is. Where's True? How did True hit?
True's over in school.
So then, how did True? Who knocked Vulcan?
That would be Dream Takers.
So that's what you have to watch out. Those guys shoot there. Plus, if you see where those shoot down, those compounds down to their right, that you have this double shot now, and it makes it obviously that much more difficult. You have to be very, very careful in regards to that compound where the Dream Takers are at. Because also, because you could also presume that maybe there's some teams down in military that may be taking a boat across, so you'd be able to shoot those out of there, you get those free kills. But it looks like Jinjin Sinchin is also going to roll up and in that general area that Misfire is taking. Not so far as close as Misfire, but the same general concept.
And we got a bit of a mess here near OUTcast, Bravo, Cuatro Tres Hombres, Minotaur, Hacks, OUTcast Alpha, Dream Killers, 187 Black, all very, very close within the farm area. And now Genesis, looks like Genesis is getting into it here with OUTcast Charlie. OUTcast Charlie, a team that we don't hear much of. And it looks like Baby Panda trying to throw some shots over at the Wiz and unable to hit any of those shots. Bomb zone is right up above them, ready to rain down on them. This is a 2v2 battle between two bottom dwelling teams.
Genesis has had some success. Genesis, we talked to some of the players from Genesis last week. Their team out of Jamaica, and they kind of found out about the season a little bit late, and now have been obviously practicing for this season and getting ready to start legit in season 2.
Not exactly sure what Fade was doing there. Had a chance to throw some shots and decided to hop around like a damn kangaroo. And he can hop his ass back into the lobby.
Misfire's pushing
enjoy the high quality
Dream
entertainment.
Takers.
Looks like Stella is down, so there's only 2 members left standing here on this Dream Takers squad. As they hide in the attic here, throwing grenades left and right, and now Giuliani goes down and gets finished, and Fredo is finished as well. Artemis getting the knock and the kill there, and that's gonna do it for Dream Takers.
Obviously, Misfire. I know for a fact Misfire has not been happy with their placements, dropping all the way. At one time, they were in 7th place, dropping all the way down to 12th place now, and really maybe deciding to play more aggressively, like you had said. Maybe if you're not doing very well, to play more aggressively the last 2 weeks, just to try to learn that style. Already had 5 team kills with 16 teams to go, but now they have some team kills. You gotta get that placement too. Because I'll tell you what, Duke, we didn't talk about it early, but so far through these 6 weeks, 65 different teams have played, 443 individuals.
400, that's a lot of stats you gotta keep up with there.
Yes, I know that you checking them out too. Sometimes we check them out at the same time and change them, rearrange them while we're both looking at them. But yes, it is a lot of stats, but well worth it, because we want to make sure that everything that we're presenting to the viewers is top-notch quality, and that when you set up a scrim like this where it's open to so many teams, if you want to get 20+ teams every single scrim, no matter what, you got to have it open, and therefore that gets you a lot of stats.
Now we have a bit of a battle here between OUTcast Alpha and Silver with very little health left. And OUTcast Alpha and Hacks here, formerly known as Blitz, formerly known as Hacks, as they fire off some shots. This is a battle between essentially for 3rd place here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see either of these teams pushing in anytime soon.
OUTcast Alpha being able to rotate into the center zone, finding with the one compound that nobody was at. Lucky for them to find that position. and able to set up down in center zone for the next as we go from 3 to 4.
And now 187 Black, OUTcast, Bravo, and the Woo, all very, very close to one another here in the farmlands. As 187 Black sees the Woo roll up and starts throwing some shots in that direction.
Zozu literally just drove up into another team. It doesn't even know their team's there yet. Maybe the mystery team just rolled up onto the remaining member of Dream. Oh, now they know they're there.
Looks like Druggy, the only member that's left here on this death squad, is
that fuckboy shack.
Is just
behind them,
hanging out in that shack. Just hanging out, trying to get
Yeah, no one knows he's there still.
And here comes Artemis. He's about to get hammered here, almost does. Not knowing that somebody was in there. Able to escape just in the nick of time. And Druggy goes down at the hands of Zozu. And now Misfire here is up to 6 kills.
I would like to have an official timeout so we can check Artemis's pants for any type of... you might have crapped them right there when he ran into that shack and found a person just sitting in there waiting.
Maybe some defecation there.
I think that might have happened.
He may have experienced there after all the excitement of those shots coming from the corner of that shack.
We might have to call up his wife. He is an older gentleman. He might have had a heart attack due to his senior age.
Somebody go check on Artemis.
Make sure you didn't have a heart attack right there. But I'll tell you what, to Zozo's credit, he was right there, Johnny on the spot, because if it had gone bad, it could have been a knock and a thirst immediately. That's what I would have done if I was right there. So Zozo was there right as soon as he heard those shots to back up Artemis to prevent that thirst if it was going to happen.
And now Ruthless here of
Now we finally got past that team, and it's early because we're about 5 minutes ahead of schedule because we have 4 less teams, Duke. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna see not the next 2 zones is that we're gonna make this huge jump down from about 15 teams to about 8 teams. We've seen it week in, week out. We have to see if what teams can survive this super condensing of the zones. Especially because it's gonna be an open area.
Ruthless, he's got the AWM with the 4-time scope slapped on it. He's been getting some knocks here, but no kills. No kills as of yet. And now we take a look at the zone. Misfire throwing some shots over at 187 Black. They're going to have to start pushing in here soon.
Mm-hmm.
In the next minute and 10 seconds.
And as soon as this zone closes, the shenanigans will begin from when this zone gets to 0 to when it gets to number 6 gets to 0. This 3 minutes is going to be a lot of deaths, a lot of killing very, very quickly. If you can stay alive, you're going to get yourself a lot of points.
And minute 4 on top of this hill, just on the edge of the zone on the northwest side of the new zone. Throwing some shots down at Hacks, and it looks like they got 2 knocks, and they may just go ahead and start pushing in, and it looks like that's exactly what they're gonna do. They throw some shots as they drive in, but unable to hit any of them. As they push into this building where there's only 2 of the members here. Almost getting knocked here, Cano. Now Real Deal's been knocked. Satan is knocked. BBC is knocked. Lucifer throwing a grenade on the other side there. Cano coming in trying to get the knock on Lucifer, but is unable to do so. And Men 4 go down at the hands of Hacks.
Wow. Well, that's a big boy fight right there. Some heavyweights right there going at it.
And Hacks able to hold on to all 4 of their members here. OUTcast Alpha, who's just across the street, looking over at the carnage, has got to be thinking, God damn it! As they're looking to try and get that 3rd spot.
This is the beginning right here, Duke. This blue's coming in. This fourth going into fifth blue is when it's going to start getting a little bit spicy once this circle closes in the fifth zone. And then this minute and a half after that, while we wait for it to go from fifth to sixth, is where we're going to lose a lot of teams. We're already seeing it now. We've already lost one team just in the first rotation. And here comes Misfire trying to rotate in also.
We have Dream Killers who are just on the edge of the zone. They see Hombres de Cuatro on the other side of the street, so they're throwing some shots over there, but it looks like True Savages also gets an eye on them and maybe throwing some shots down on them as well. And now 10 HP taking a wide rotation here in the blue zone.
Try to make sure they get up in there.
Team that typically does not get involved in action until very, very late in the game. Take a look. We have 187 Black here, our number one team. Down to one player that's left standing. Mr. 13-inch crawling over, dragging his 13 inches over there to Pro DJ, but he gets taken out by Zozu as they rotate around trying to find DJ. And Vulcan is able to get the finish on him as Zozu goes down, but they're going to be able to get the pickup here.
12 team kills.
And now Trick going down at the hands of Marshy, who's possessing the Viper Sniper's weapon of choice. That's the AWM there, in case anybody's wondering. Marshy, we get on board to see what it is like to possess such a powerful weapon. As he looks down, getting the top cherry topper popper so far 6 weeks into this Scrim Season 1, presented by HyperX. He sees Misfire out there, takes a shot at Fat Boy and gets the knock on him as he's trying to get the revive there on Artemis.
We gotta hurry up, doing 25 seconds before this zone closes out. They gotta get these guys picked up and rotate out because, like I said, we've already gone from 15 to 12 in the past minute.
And OUTcast, Hacks, these two teams have been in this same spot since maybe the third circle here. And now Silver, Gold's girlfriend, is able to do some damage here. Get a knock on somebody, not entirely sure. May have gotten a finish there. I don't know, but now they're throwing some shots over there at Dream Killers, another team that they're trying to get rid of so they could continue to gain ground. And Hacks, they have 3 of their members down right now as Hombres de Cuatro pushes in trying to get after him. And it looks like that's going to do it for Hacks as they're eliminated by a Cuatro. And now the shit is just hit the fan, ladies and gentlemen, as the blue zone pushes in. Dream Killers getting manhandled here. On the edge of the zone, no, only one of their members has gone down. Trick still down, and he gets finished. Misfire only down to Vulcan now.
Yeah, they weren't able to rotate at all. For some reason, of only Vulcan and Simon vehicles and Fat Boy and Artemis stayed behind and to give them covering fire, sacrificing 2 of their players. But Vulcan is still alive with 16 left out. This is the point where they lose this Duke. In that time, we went from 15 teams to 7 in a minute and a half. That's what I'm talking about, that 5th to 6th zone we were talking about. And now, right now, it's the players that have the most, teams that have the most players are actually the most opportune chance to win.
Now, the kill feed is finally finished. Misfire finally getting eliminated in this match. We're down to 5 teams left here.
6 kills and 14 kills. 6 plays 14 kills.
Top strikers, Ghost Melee Elite, OUTcast Alpha, Mina 4, Bravo, and Dream Killers. Dream Killers in a very tough spot as they have to try and get to the zone with 2 teams sandwiched around them. Hombres de Cuatros holding that building that Hacks was in, but they're going to have to start moving here shortly as the zone moves in 2. And the zone now starts moving. Dream Killers, after trying to set up that trying to set up the vehicle.
I know Outcast Alpha again successfully rotating that.
And now Marshy goes down here by Ruthless. Brownie getting the finish on Sarge. And then I believe that's gonna do it for Dream Killers here. Outcast Alpha still has all 4 of their members left, with 2 other teams in play here. That's 2 members of almost the Quattro. They're able to get a knock here on Almamont. Dream Killers still have Junie there, and it looks like Junie's gonna get finished to the zone. And Outcast Alpha looking poised to take this first match here in week 6. Ruthless, the only one that's left standing as Junie continues to heal off there outside the zone. Now they're Junie able to get another heal off. Can Dream Killers get second?
No.
And that's gonna do it.
Saved it. Wow. Outcast Alpha, their ability to rotate, to always be able to rotate where people are not at is so successful for them. They did so well in that match with 9 kills in first place. Metaphor, Hombres de Quattro, coming in with 4 kills in second place. The Dream Killers in third place with 4 kills. Ghost Melee Elite with only 3 kills in fourth place. Top Strikers, 5th place with only 1 kill. Misfire in 6th place with 14 kills. So I think Misfire is going to be jumping a lot of these other teams that finished ahead of them, but with very few kills. The Woo in 7th place. Trick only 2 kills, and we have to go all the way down. Where is? Did I miss it? Where is 7th, 8th, 10th, 11th? Where is? And look at this, Duke. 187, 13th place in the first match. Maybe this is something's going to happen. Maybe it's going to be a chance where 187 is going to have a bad match, and one of these other teams can really start trying to close that gap. We'll have to see. And as I know that we have a commercial to roll, and I'm going to be trying to get Vampy from Death Squad in here as soon as I possibly can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after these messages. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
Well, obviously, we're waiting. I sent in for information, and just like that, we are welcoming in from Death Squad Vampy. First of all, thank you very much for coming and giving us some of your time.
Oh yeah, thank you so much for my invitation also.
So, first thing, who is Death Squad? What are you guys about? Where are you guys from?
Actually, we all guys are from Canada, from British Columbia, from Vancouver. Actually, Death Squad is just like, what should I say, the Indian guys squad. We all are from India, and we are just pursuing our studies in Canada right now. So we all are playing. We like how Death Squad come together. It was like, we all met each other in open rooms. There were open rooms all the day in our like area, so we usually play together with each other. So when we start playing in one group, then here comes the score like that.
So are you guys all a bunch of Indian guys all going to school up in Canada
Yes,
and British
yeah,
Columbia?
yeah,
You guys
yeah,
obviously have that in common. Get together, start enjoying the game. When did you
yeah.
guys start getting interested really in playing in scrims and in competitive matches?
I think like from first we usually play classic only when we all get together. So like later on we come to know about open rooms. Then from there we come to know about scrims, and I think it's been like uh 8 to 7 months we are in competitive gameplay.
And what do you as getting into it? What were some of the things that were like? I mean, what were some of the things you guys had to work on that was like you didn't see that you guys obviously probably did very well in classics. You come into scrims, it's a different game. It's a lot more difficult. What were some of the things you guys had to work on when you first got started?
Actually, what was the difficulty in competitive was like how to describe the roles to each other. Like, okay, you should be Salter, you should be the anti-fragger, okay, you should guy be the IGL. So that was the very difficult part for us. Like, still we are struggling for our like permanent roster. Who
Mm-hmm.
should be IGL? Like, we all are trying our best. We are like giving calls to each other, and we still surviving. We are just still learning and improving day by day.
So, how did you guys find out about this Outcast scrim season and get yourself involved here?
Oh, Outcast, like I just came know about this from I think from Tempo. Tempo, I think there was a link of about you on promotion, so I just went there and we just started signing up in tournaments for there.
Because what's good about you guys is obviously it's a whole full season. We allow teams in coming in and out, and you're one of those teams that kind of comes in, plays a match or two, does well, and kind of like is a disruptor. Kind of comes in maybe on a Monday,
Yeah,
smacks
yeah.
people in the face. People are like,
Ac-
"Whoa, where'd you guys come from?" Then we might not see you for a little while. And we see a lot of we really have the teams that played all the scrims, and then a team like you guys comes in, does damage, then disappears, comes back. So, um,
Actually, yeah, the reason behind that was like all of our crew members like were not free all the time, so the
mhm.
time was main issue for us. So that is why like we missed some days, we came in sometimes. So like we were not focused for this season. Like we will be looking forward for the next season, season two.
Yeah,
So
a
keep
lot
up
of
the best
people
work.
came across like halfway through, or 3/4 way through, enjoys it and they enjoy it, and they're kind of just playing like a bully right now. What playing, knowing they can't get enough points, but they can ruin some other people, and you get really getting ready. We have a lot of, I guess, sweaty, thirsty teams for season 2 coming in here.
Yeah.
So what do you guys? I know you said you're trying to work on your roles. What is your goal for season 2 for you guys in Death Squad?
Season two, for the roles
Like, what's your goals for where you want to place? Top 10, top 5 with the whole thing?
like nowadays like we are doing very good. Like we got some good roles. Like we got like as you saw Sinner, like he's doing IGL. Like
Mhm.
like he did very well in learning, and now we are like we are now like now at the end, not for the first, like I can't say for the one match, like for after whole the scrim. So after whole 3 maps we usually came in the top charts, like from top 10 teams. So
Mhm.
now so from this season we are just trying to be in top 5. So
Mhm.
just like that in scrims we always try to be in top 10, not like lower than top 10. So
Mhm.
so training, grinding,
I think
sometimes
that's a great
casual days,
goal.
sometimes don't, yeah, sometimes John favors you, sometimes don't, so you keep hurting up. So
Yeah. Yes.
that that's the thing. Like
Um.
the
Yeah.
main the main thing is like rotation.
Mhm.
So everybody plays good role, but the thing is all about rotation. So yeah,
Yeah. If you can't do much if you get shot out of your car in rotation, you can't really. It's hard to defend that when you get knocked in the car. So keep going.
yeah.
So I want to make sure that you get in there with plenty of time, but I wanted to just I saw your team's been showing up a lot recently. I wanted to give you a chance to come in here and learn about you guys, so the fans, the viewers, can learn about Death Squad, know who they're
Yeah.
cheering for, the team, you and all the you have yourself, your Vampy. Who are your 4 starters? You're Vampy, obviously, and who are the other 3 guys that normally start?
What's that?
Who are the other 3 players that
Oh, the
normally
other three
start?
are like I'm Vampy, and there's Druggy, and there is Sinner, and still the third guy is like from random player, like not a permanent
So
one.
Sinner, Druggy, and Vampire, you guys are the core, and you're still, as the old saying goes, trying to find that solid fourth.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that everyone's
yes.
always looking for. But good luck for the rest of tonight. Hopefully you guys do well. Hopefully you come in the top 5 at least, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, thanks, buddy. See, I love your scrims, and like your hosting is so good.
Oh,
All of
thank
our
you. I
team,
appreciate that.
they're like, oh, this is something different. Like everybody hosts the scrims, but like the way you guys do is very different. So we love your scrims, and we love your stream.
You're damn right.
We'll keep watching. I appreciate you. Again,
All right.
all to the viewers that we just got done speaking with Vampy from Death Squad. He is the leader of the Death Squad, a group of college Indian kids from British Columbia, Canada, got together, decided to play some classics, and now are venturing out into that competitive gameplay. And I'll tell you what, if this is, I said it here, I'll say it again, I challenge anybody to find a higher quality tier 3 script than this right here. I mean, I don't see whether you get the quality of teams and the amount of teams week in, week out over the entire season. Usually either teams drop out or the teams are terrible. I think this is the way we've set it up is perfect, Duke, that you're getting a great balance of a full lobby. And we've never had less than 20 teams in the entire 6 weeks. Sometimes we have 24, sometimes we have 20, but we've never had less than 20 that I know of. And I'd really challenge any other script to make the post that claim. Plus the quality of teams we have in here: Dream Killers, 187, OUTcast Alpha, Hacks, True Esports. I mean, pretty damn good if you ask me.
Pretty damn good. And we do have the the top 10 here from last match. And as everybody knows, OUTcast Alpha, they were able to finish first. Pickford, are we seeing something here? Is this the beginning of something from OUTcast Alpha?
Oh, it could be. I mean, it depends. It's all about their rotations, and the rotations were superb in match 1. Now going into this Miramar, obviously rotations are a little bit more difficult. Can they carry it over? Can they have the second good match? I think we see a few teams in the top 5 that we don't normally see there. Can they carry that over into Miramar? If they can stay in the top 5 in Miramar, then I really like their chances going into Sandhawk.
In breaking news, Pickford, one of our favorite people has finally entered the chat.
2020 GGs, Alien.
Absolutely right. He's here. Artemis giving him a special shout out, dubbing him my best friend.
Yes, he is your number one fan. He is your number one fan. He has been sending handwritten letters in crayon to the Hacienda asking for permission to show up on What's in My Mouth? Who's in My Mouth Tuesday nights?
He recently colored a purple elephant, which is pretty flawless. I got it hanging up on the refrigerator. Well done, 2020 GGs. Very proud of you. You've come so far. And also, Peachy is amazing, says Pickford. I'm a big fan.
I'm a big fan of Peachy, and also
I am waiting to get to be told that Peachy's a big fan of mine as well.
I thought, didn't Peachy say that that they wanted to replace you last week?
Just played hard to get. That's all.
Which caused you to have almost a seizure of laughter?
Just playing hard to get. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Gotta. Anyway,
I think maybe next Monday we need to bring Peachy on and we'll discuss this.
Maybe have an in-game interview.
Yeah, we'll have a little interview with Peachy next week.
What if we were to bring in some special guests from time to time while we're watching the scrims, Pickford, much like they do in sports in the worldwide?
I think that's a great idea. I mean, I'm all for that. Who you want to talk about 2020 GGs?
We'll just bring in some random people. Like anybody, maybe a manager of a particular team, or
Yeah, we can. That's actually a great idea.
I don't know. Maybe, because, sometimes in the early parts of matches 1 and 2, can get a little drowsy, get a little exhausting from waiting for the action to start.
Like how Monday Night Football does it.
Exactly.
Monday Night Football does it a lot. They bring people in there to comment about when it's a little slow in the mid third quarter.
Yeah, I've been invited before,
idea.
as a matter of fact.
Have you with Howard Cosell?
Yeah, Howard Cosell back in the day. Yeah. Instead we just did extracurricular activities after the game. I was a little busy that night.
Speaking of extracurricular activities, I've heard, I didn't hear a rumor, I know of a fact, that you're also branching out that Duke Nation into child literature. Is that true?
Thank you, Pickford, for bringing that up. Absolutely, it's true. I have branched out. Many teachers and parents that I know of have sent many letters to the Hacienda del Duke Nation, asking for me to get some the kiddos involved and give them some material for them to get excited about. Maybe rest their weary eyes whenever they go to bed at night. So yes, I have extended my incredible gifts out to the world of children by.
Well, I know with this COVID-19 that there's a lot of distance learning. So if I wanted to peruse these wonderful stories made for children, how could I find them?
Very easy, Pickford. You just go onto YouTube and type in "Story Time with Duke," all one word, and every 2 weeks, on Fridays, you'll get a new story that is released. And as a matter of fact, we only have 2 out right now, but this week, in the next 4 days, we'll have our 3rd story out, which is Little Red Riding Hood.
What I like about them is it's just good, wholesome family fun. The whole family can just watch together.
Exactly. I'm very excited about this material, as well as the kids. Many of them have cried just due to just how beautiful it is.
Yes, I have heard that there's a large amount of crying involved with once the kids watch it. And looks like the team that is second place, Misfire, looks like their split looting has kind of had them run right into Energy Gaming. 2 of their members, they've thirsted out Vulcan after he was able to knock Renegade. I don't know if the rest of Misfire is going to just keep looting, or if they're probably just going to keep looting because of the distance and just cough Vulcan up to a loss. But that's always a threat when you do that split looting and a team rolls up on you with multiple players and you're all by yourself. It's going to be very difficult for you to defend yourself.
It's got to be very, very disappointing here for Misfire, who's currently in second place due to the high kill count that they put out last match. They're actually in a tie, but due to the fact that they had the most kills of any team last game, they're able to get that tiebreaker there.
I think that right now they're able to, as long as they can keep 3 members up, they should be good. You don't really go into that defensive mode until you get down to 2 players. Then you kind of changes your whole gameplay. But with 3 players, you still have enough firepower to really take on, especially if you get that first knock. That first knock is obviously so very, very important.
Now we're gonna get on board here with Hombres de Cuatro and top strikers. 7th place team and 10th place team in these scrims, but tonight, as of right now, Hombres de Cuatros is they're in 3rd place right now.
See, yeah, so this is a team that needs to have another good. You have to kind of put those 2 matches together going into Sandhawks, because you can do very well in Miramar. It's really a place where RNG comes into a lot of factor, and you can really get yourself a lot of kills early. But if you can double that up with a nice match in Miramar, you set yourself up for success going into that 3rd match in Sandhawk.
The better Duke is your best friend. I'm second. No, the better Duke is a moron. I don't deal with morons.
Is that 2020 GGs?
That's right.
I think you think he gave up the story.
Yeah, I think we all know who he is.
After that comment. Although the better Duke is known to show up here and there on Monday nights.
He actually has. He's actually in 49th place coming in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid.
If he showed up, he could actually probably move up in the ranks if he came in for one match.
Now Elmamont here of Minute 4, Hombres de Cuatro able to get a knock here on Rage and Aesthetics. Dark J is down, Sinister is down. It looks like he's the only one that's left standing here. It looks like Ghost is going in.
Let him get picked up.
Trying to get the pickup, and Elmamont is able to get the finish there. One of the top on Rage, but it misses Ghost there, and that's going to do it for this third place team. The first team eliminated in this second match, and they're going to drop like a stone here in these standings after this early exit.
And this gives, although the top stickers did cost them dearly, lost two of their players. They're going to obviously, with Rage and Zeus getting knocked out, they're going to have to go into a defensive mode for the rest of this match, going for placement and not for kills. Although they do have 4 kills already, with only 2 players, you're really going into a defensive mode for the rest of this with 19 teams still remaining.
Looks like Death Squad, Vampy is going solo in this match here, all by himself, rolling around, rubbing his tongue in the concrete there in the arena.
I guess that maybe the rest of the team didn't think that he improved the interview and left him. This is all by his lonesome. Misfire is right on top of Ghost Melee Elite.
His Trick and the Woo are also in Picado, a typical spot that they drop. Either that or Los Leones. It's like
I know that the Woo loves Picado, loves to start in that the arena and then kind of just see if anybody else shows up in the reds. If no one does, they get that whole area to themselves, and they're going to be usually Picado's going to be in the zone for at least the first few zones.
And it looks like Pro DJ has himself a flare. He's going to stop, shoot it up in the sky, and Hax is right there near where they're at. And
obviously, 187 did.
Yeah,
187 did poorly in that first match. They got to have a good match in this one, or that number can get reduced, and people can close that first place distance.
Looks like Hax knows that there's a flare over there, and it looks like they might start rotating in that direction. Actually, it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're gonna push away. This is very confusing.
It looks like Hax does not want to deal with that. It looks like they've already got a crate of their own, as Attitude has an MK14 with an 8X on it.
Yeah, it looks like DJ just shot up the flare and is waiting to see if anybody's gonna come to him. As 187 Black now starts to rotate in and gather up here. 10 HP just east of them. You got OUTcast Alpha southeast of Los Leones. So look around and see if there's anybody else that's close to one another. It does not. So we'll stay on board here with Hax.
Hax are getting their second crate. Haxes for getting a Groza, the 3X, a full med kit, level 3 backpack. And U-turn just taking out Vampy, so it looks like that's it for
Death Squad.
The Death Squad.
Now it looks like we have a bit of a battle brewing up here as Michael on Ghost Melee Elite has gone down at the hands of Artemis as he continues with the hot hand here. They get the finish, and now Stanky's starting to roll up. He sees Artemis is able to get the knock on him, but Zozu is able to get the knock on Stanky. And now there's only 2 members of Ghost Melee Elite that are standing here as Stanky starts to push back to where they're at, as Savage and Ghost start to rotate in. Zozu trying to get the pickup on Artemis here, but unable to do so. Michael gets finished. Zozu throws some shots around the corner where Ghost is at, but it's to the left side. He sees Fat Boy, but he gets knocked. And now Stanky able to get picked up here by Savage. Throw Molotov over to where Ghost is at. Ghost trying to get to the other side of that wall and is able to do so. Savage throwing some shots. Zone starting to push in now as these 2 teams are fighting in the blue area. Fat Boy rotate to the right. Savage hitting Zozu with the grenade. Artemis able to get a knock here on Stanky, but now he gets knocked by the zone. Savage the only one that's left standing on this team. Fat Boy the only one that's left standing on Misfire.
They're going to heal each other up again.
Looks like Savage is trying to pick up Stanky. He's going to leave Ghost out to bleed to death. Interesting strategy. Artemis gets picked up. They throw grenades over there. Just shy.
Really good trying to get to that vehicle to get out of town.
Well shy of where Stanky and Savage are at. And now Stanky goes down again! It looks like, Savage is going to stick around and maybe try to spar with them. Try to get Stanky back up, but Stanky's going to bleed out faster than a stuck pig, as he's been knocked about 3 or 4 times. And now Savage gets finished by Zozu. Misfire continuing on with the hot hand here.
Just going 4 kills. Like I said, with 3 members, they're still going to play aggressive. If they had been with only 2 players, they probably would have not taken that fight. But Artemis, Fat Boy, and Zozu, not only are they getting the kills, but they're getting knocked, but able to stay cool, stay collected, and get themselves picked up, even if it's in the blue zone, and keep the fight going.
And as that was going on, we had, I think, a member of 10 HP go down. Yes, that's right. 10 HP lost one of their members to 187 Black, and now Hacks getting a knock here. And it looks like a finish on one of the members of 187 Black.
Yeah, they took out Blaze.
And Blaze, another early exit in this match, as he was, I believe, like the first player to get killed last game, and he's one of the first ones to get killed in this one.
Yeah, we've had a lot of. We've already lost 3 teams, and we're only 14 minutes, 15 minutes in, so still in the second zone. So a lot of action early in this Miramar fight.
Attitude, for some reason, decided to jump off the top of this building. Maybe just to practice getting heals off. I don't know.
Guan gets knocked by Satan.
Satan? Or is that Miroslav Shatan? I don't know.
It is the great defenseman from the Sabres.
Was Shatan a defenseman, or was he
he was a
I thought he was a winger.
Forward, defensive forward. What do you want to call him? Miroslav.
Oh, great two-way player. Now Shatan and Lucifer decide to push up, and they get lit on fire and sent to hell. As Attitude and Sway are the only ones that are left on this team. Sway on the other side of the street of where Pro DJ and Clown are at, And now Team 22, which is the Woo, pushing the Los Leones, and they're able to get a knock here on Pro DJ. And it looks like they might start to push in as well, sandwiching 187 Black. No, they're going to keep their distance here. As Shatan tries to get across the street to where Sway is at, but that might not work out for him as Mr. 13-inch sees him, but can't get the hit on him because the tree was in the way. He's throwing shots over there and unable to hit any of them. It looks like now Sway goes down. Shatan goes back down. And not far off from where they're at is OUTcast Alpha, but I don't suspect OUTcast Alpha is going to get involved here. And now Hacks getting taken out early again here. Mr. 13-inch getting taken out by the Woo here. And now 187 Black down to 2 of their members. Hacks still has only 1 of their members left standing.
Yeah, it's 3-4 powerhouse teams right here, Duke. 187, OUTcast Alpha, Hacks, and the Woo, all within a couple hundred meters of each other. We'll have to see how many of these teams decide to take this fight and how many decide to kind of pull back and not engage.
And it looks like Brownie, along with Gold's girlfriend, Silver, who easily led this team to a victory due to her incredible leadership, start to climb up the mountain to see if they can get an eyes on any of these teams. And Brownie does get eyes here on 187 Black. He looks over to the left, looks back over at 187 Black, trying to see if maybe they'll peek their heads. They could get a couple of kills and eliminate one of these top teams here. And it looks like Brownie finally has eyes on Pro DJ. Pro DJ getting knocked here. Can they get the finish there? It doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Clown in a very tough spot. Now Turn steals that kill from OUTcast Alpha. And now Clown, the only one that's left standing on this team. Though that is the top Jerry Topper Popper on this team. Clown is. He's currently second on the list. So if there's one player that you might want to keep alive, I imagine it would be him.
And now as we're going into this fourth zone, you see teams pushing in. This is where it starts to get difficult because, as we do on Los Leones, due to the mountainous roads and grounds and dips and dodges, it's very hard. Your vehicle can easily blow up. You have to take only specific routes into the zone, and other teams are going to see that. And if you take the same routes, you'll see some teams running into each other, especially on the southeast corner. Look at all those teams down there, rolling right into OUTcast Alpha.
Genesis, OUTcast, Bravo, Metaphor. It looks like Metaphor are having a tough time with this terrain here. Genesis coming in right behind OUTcast Alpha. And it looks like they're going to ready up some shots over in their direction. As OUTcast Alpha is getting into a fight with an extension of their own. OUTcast Bravo. And Panda going down here. Looks like they're going to jump out and maybe try to go after the finish. But if they're not careful enough, Team Genesis is right over the hill waiting for them to make a mistake so they can get some kills as well. Looks like Wiz going to the top level, waiting for somebody to make a terrible mistake, in which he does. He's able to get the knock on Jay White, but can't get the finish as he gets knocked as well.
Even Overwatch across the street in that 3rd-story building.
And now Silver going down. This is where it all falls apart for OUTcast Alpha. Joker trying to get the pick up here on Panda. Jay White still knocked over there. Brownie maybe considering to go over there and try to get the pick up, though he knows that there's a team, potentially a full team on top of the hill waiting for him to make a mistake of going down there. He does so, disregards what could potentially kill him. Looks up there.
Jay White trying to push over to get back to Brownie before he bleeds out. See, this is what OUTcast. G just comes up behind OUTcast Bravo and finishes him off.
Now these teams have 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go before the zone starts to push in, and they got about 400 meters to go.
And we have, with this new zone, only 3 teams. Anti-Sweat, Misfire, and True Esports, the only ones currently in zone. A lot of teams in that southeast corner have to push all the way in. And look at the Forgotten, all the way rotating all the way through the blue to try to get into the zone, and going to run right into a bunch of teams with all that after all that work.
And I don't know if OUTcast Alpha was paying attention, but Hacks finally eliminated at the 16th spot. Top Striker's going down here at the hands of 10 HP. But OUTcast Alpha has got to be happy to see that Hacks has been eliminated as they try to climb into that 3rd spot. Genesis still trying to throw some shots over at OUTcast Alpha. It's Team 20, Jin Stinjin, also throws shots in the direction of Genesis. Zone starts to push in here in 23 seconds.
And now we're going to start seeing this that we saw in Erangel. Once this 4th zone closes, we get to the 5th zone. That's where we're going to see a lot of kills. We're going to go from 14 teams to about 7 or 8. Between that 5th and 6th zone, we see every single match.
As Genesis finally starts to rotate into the zone, Artemis getting taken out by Energy's sack.
So we're going to be talking to after this match.
With that, I believe it was an AWM that he had. Lucky now trying to throw some shots over there at Dream Takers, but he's unable to hit with that Car 98. Very disappointing. Artemis able to get picked up there, but they are in zone, so they're going to be quite all right. Now we have a battle brewing here between the Woo and Genesis, able to take down 2 of the members on Genesis here is Trick and the Woo.
T-Dub and Brownie both go down. They're done in 14th place. The team that's currently in 1st.
Team that's currently in 1st has now been finished, and that cannot be something that they were looking forward to.
I have no idea what the Forgotten is doing. The Forgotten is doing the entire match in the blue zone. I don't know if they now they're going to get knocked out in 13th place. Pocabra way up there, giving first aids left and right, while Cal and Blade are in the south.
It looks like Cal's going to be able to make it in. Just barely. The zone is on the left side of Los Leones. Only a handful of teams that are in the circle right now. We have 12 teams that are left standing. As the Woo looks like they're going to rotate south towards the zone. maybe try to run with the zone. They have 40 seconds left, but if they're not careful, to the left of Trick here is a team capable of taking them out. That is the Forgotten. But as they push into this side of the zone, Bulcabra finally getting taken out by the zone. Artemis getting a knock there on Energy after they get a knock on one of his own players. Stella now getting a finish there.
Knocked to left and right. Energy and Misfire going back and forth with these knocks.
And now Dream Killer's well aware that there's a team pushing in on their east side here. Trick starting to try to get in the zone as they throw shots down at him. Star Nips is knocked.
And True Esports sneaking up right behind Misfire on the foot rotation.
As Trick now pushes into the facility that Dream Killers is at, and that's gonna do it for the Woo as Sarge able to get the finish on Trick there. As the Forgotten have to continue to push in. Cal getting knocked here. Blade getting hammered by the zone. Which may have been a smart move by him because if he would have been running out in the open, he would have clearly finished in 10th spot, but now there's only 9 teams left standing. And it looks like he's going to try and consider going a different direction, but it's over and done with. Bye-bye.
And now, with this, not only do we have the zone that's of different levels, different sized buildings, it's going to be very difficult for these teams to rotate into this zone, which is over on the cliff, half in the city, half out of the city, with various buildings of different levels. Also, cliffs separating the buildings. It's going to be very difficult if one team, if it ends on a cliff ending with one team underneath the other.
Dream Killer's able to get knocked there on dabs from Jinjin Stinchin. Trying to throw grenades from where they're at, which is an awfully long throw. Unable to get the finish there. Looks like Dab's trying to rotate around, but it doesn't look like Dream Killers are going to pay much attention to that as Misfire starts to push into the zone in a vehicle.
And they're going to run right into... Oh, no, they took the building right next to Jinjin Stinchin. Problem with where they're at now is those teams can rain down some grenades from up above into where Misfire is right now.
Dream Takers, just on the opposite side of Dream Killers, and it looks like they're going to start throwing some shots at each other here. Misfire throwing shots in the direction, not entirely sure where at exactly. Clown still in here, just surviving.
That's smart, Clown. Getting those points, doing what it takes to keep that #1 spot for 187.
BBC, the only one that's left standing on this Minute 4 team as he tries to push into where Jinjin's Thin Chin is at. But he gets taken out by Fat Boy.
And that's 7 kills for Misfire this second match.
Zone goes to push in the next minute here. As Dream Takers are looking down at Jinjin Stinchin. Right below them, Misfire.
Misfire, the only team right now that's currently in zone, so these teams are going to have to push down these cliffs. It could be an opportunity for Jinjin Stinchin and Misfire to get some claps. These teams have to jump down, or either drive the vehicles or jump down these cliffs.
And Dream Killer's over there trying to get it together. They have 35 seconds before they have to get going. 187 Black, Clown, still hiding in the building, waiting for the right time to go as these teams fight it out. He continues to gain position points. Dabs deciding to run out in the open here. Not entirely sure.
That's Dabs for you. Dabs has been over for Misfire. You've seen him.
And now the zone starts to push in here very soon.
They got a
Misfire getting a knock here on Jinjin of Jinjin Stinchin.
And here they come. Here comes DK. Oh, the vehicle tips over.
Dream Killer's vehicle tip over. Judy gets knocked here by their own team. Sarge, the only one that's left standing on Dream Killers. Clown going down, Sarge going down. Now it's down to Misfire and the Dream Takers. Dream Takers having to go down the hill as the zone starts to eat up at them.
And here comes the old member of Misfire. Dab's taking out Zozu and Artemis. Dab's is going to ruin it.
Dabs gets finished! As
it's only
Dream Takers throwing grenades left and right in that area. I don't think that they... Fredo now coming in from the side here, throws a grenade in that direction. He gets knocked, but they have to move before the grenade gets him. Fat Boy getting taken out by the grenade.
It's only Artemis left. Fredo going in there to tell him right where Artemis is at.
Artemis getting the finish here, adding another kill to his thing. Throwing a grenade in the direction of Stella, but Stella able to survive. Artemis hanging out in the smoke. He's gonna get seen here by Unknown potentially. He's unable to get taken out. He's able to get a knock on Giuliani. Unable to finish the miracle though, as Dream Takers take the second match.
Who would have thought his own member, Dabs coming in there, Misfire, having all three members full power in the zone, ready to go, ready to take out Dream Takers. Their own team member, Dabs comes up from behind them, knocks Artemis, knocks Zozu before Fatboy clutches the kill on Dabs, causing their whole plan to go down. Fatboy's able to pick up Artemis, only to get himself knocked right after. Fatboy and Zozu bleeding out. Artemis then trying to clutch it all by himself, getting multiple knocks, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Wow, what a great match. Anti-Sweat Dream Takers coming in first place with 12 kills. Misfire coming in second with another double-digit kills. Second place probably going to project them up into the first place position, or at least close. And then Jinjin Stinchin coming in third place with 2 kills. Dream Killers in fourth with 6 kills. 187 Black. Clown able to clutch a nice points for his team, as they only had 4 kills to go with it. Men of 4 in 6th place with 1. 10 HP coming in 7th with 5 kills. And then we got to go all the way down, keep going to 14th place. OUTcast Alpha, the team that was in first place, getting knocked out. That only was in 14th place, but only 1 kill. So I'm really interested to see what these scores. This has really been a crazy Monday night. A lot of teams we haven't seen at the top of the boards, whether it be Jinjin Stinchin, Misfire, Anti-Sweat, coming in here and really being successful. I can't wait to see how these scores come up as we go into this second commercial, and we also then try to get a hold of Sack from Energy for our second interview.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, interview after these messages.
Hello?
Hold on, we're just going to finish this commercial, then we'll get going.
What was that?
Hold on! We're in the middle of a commercial. Jesus. Guy's impatient. Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Let's have the interview. He seems very excited to be here.
So we are more than happy to I have in for the first time from Energy Gaming. Sack, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of your time.
No problem.
So first question is, who is Energy Gaming? How'd you guys meet? What's your story?
Okay, so Energy Gaming all became a part of me and my friends. There was some like long distance friends, but then I had some close friends that are in there also. We all really correlate really well. We all pretty much read each other, and like we all have our own little nicks and knacks that we all know each other, like know about each other. And I was like, hey, well, since we're all playing so well in classics and stuff, why don't we just go ahead and try to join some scrims? Because I've been like seeing T1s and T2s and stuff, and I was like, hey, you guys want to do scrims? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, all right, well, let me go see what I can do and get us registered. And then I heard about OUTcast, and I was like, all right, that seems pretty cool. I heard that you guys are T2 and T3. I was like, that seems like a pretty good place to start. But Energy Gaming all became a part of, like, because me and my friends, like, whenever we would talk, we'd always say, like if someone was talking bad upon us or like talking bad about us, we'd always say that person can't match our energy. So I was like, hey, we should do Energy Gaming. And they're like, why is that? And I was like, because every time we kill someone, we should say that person can't match our energy. And
I like it, yeah.
And they were like, all right, yeah, that's what's up. So we did it. And then we're not being like the toxic part about it, but I mean, we're not doing that, oh, that person can't match our energy, because, you know, PUBG shouldn't be like a toxic community. It's all about fun and going out there and having fun and like just being with friends and chilling.
So yeah, but I totally agree. It's one thing to say, you know, being toxic would be like you suck, versus being competitive is like, hey, you just can't match our energy. You know, it's a lot of the difference between being toxic and just being competitive is really how you say it. You know, whether you say it like meanly or with respect and stuff. So you guys go from, you know, playing classics to getting into some scrims. One thing I'm always interested in is when you guys got into some scrims, what was the big thing you noticed? Because you can dominate classics, obviously, stuff like that. You get to scrims, a lot of times it's a completely different world. What was the biggest difference you saw in regards to going from classics to scrims?
It was a lot more action-packed, definitely a lot more of teamwork within the other squads, the other teams. A lot of things have changed between like classics and scrims. Just within like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Just
what was like the first thing that you noticed that we got to get better at as a group? We can frag, we can do this, but we have a problem with this, and it's being exposed in scrims. Usually it's like rotations or like dropping and getting like thirsted right when you get dropped, stuff like that.
No, it's all a part of staying together and just dropping together. On our first match on a Wrangle, I saw Lucky dropped over and Milta Power with you guys. And I was like, damn it, Lucky. And he knocked one. I was like, there we go. And he got knocked. I was like, damn. But we had already lost our fourth player before we could even get in the match. So we were already out of one. Then Lucky got knocked. We got that second one out. And then we ran into a flare later on. We just couldn't stick it through to the end.
So, I mean, I don't know how much. I know this is your first time. I think it's your first time playing in the OUTcast scrims in this game so far.
Yes, first time in OUTcast.
I don't know if you know all the details. Obviously, it was an 8-week season. They amassed, but then also what's good about ours is that new teams that come in, like you guys, never played here, can come in day one and do damage, you know, a lot of get some good experience. So, and a lot of teams are coming in here and kind of using these last 2 weeks as a primer for next season. Obviously, season 2 is coming up in a few weeks after season 1. Is this something that you guys think you guys are going to keep doing? Come in here for season 2 and stay involved with it, or is this just you're just getting your calm feet wet and just kind of checking out different places and see which one fits you guys the best?
No, for sure, we'll stay here. Most definitely. You may try out a couple different places, but as of right now, we're going to stay with OUTcast.
Good, because I mean, you guys so far, you we saw you guys, and you guys obviously what you're doing. You guys are new to the thing, and one thing that I really enjoy is fresh teams coming in here. New teams. Some teams are good, some teams are bad, some teams are in the middle. But you're always getting a different team, so you can never really know. If you play with the same, say, 20 teams every time, you know where everyone's going to drop. You know where everyone's going to rotate. But when you get fresh teams in here, it makes it so much more difficult because you don't know anybody where they're going to go or what's going to happen. So I think that's what makes it really good. Where do you guys see yourself? Where do you guys expect to be in 4 to 5 weeks? Obviously you want to keep growing, see it better, but if you tighten up, get more synergy, get better. Where do you guys see yourselves? Coming out. You guys think you guys can come here season 2 and win the whole thing? You guys, looking for a top 10 finish, top 5 finish? What are you guys looking at?
As of right now, we were trying to push that top 20. The last 2 matches that we just had, and we really couldn't get there. It was just some of my teammates were new to the FEP because we're a TPP TPP community, and I was like, hey, let's just go out there, try it out, see what's up, and see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And they stuck through it. We did pretty good. Yeah, that's.
Well, I know. That's fine. That's great. It's great to have you guys in here. And like I said to the viewers, we're talking to Energy Gaming, new team that's coming here. I'll let you get into the room so you don't miss anything. I don't want you to actually miss the last match, the Sandhawk match. But so good luck to you for the rest of tonight and for the rest of the season. Hopefully we see you guys in here a lot more often.
Okie dokie. Thank you.
That Duke just showed us that we're having new teams come in here week in, week out. Teams that we haven't seen, and I know that you've seen it. When you have usually a normal scrim season, halfway through, half the teams can't really. One team will get way far ahead because they're using a point system. They're using the points scored. And so the teams can't get ahead, and then they just die out. We end up having 12 teams for half of the scrims. With this, we were doing it. We're having 20 teams at least every match. And with that said, but we're getting new teams we've never seen before, guys that are just getting into comp. And that's what separates really this tier 3 to tier 2. Is usually with tier 3. I don't think maybe the overall quality of the top teams in tier 2 or tier 3 is that different, but a tier 3 scrim will allow teams off the street into play, where usually with a tier 2 you have to have an invite. But I think that one thing I prefer about tier 3s is that it just allows anybody who wants to, thinks they're big shit, thinks they can do it, come in here, get through their buddies together, and come in here and try their luck out. And sometimes they do well, and sometimes they get themselves their rears handed to them. But at least they can go in here and give themselves a chance.
You're right. Sorry. Okay. We do have the we have the numbers here. I believe. Pickford. How's it feel to be in the number 1 spot right now?
It feels good. It feels they've been playing very, very well. They've been getting good placement points, but 24 kills, leading the entire lobby with kills so far. But you know what, Duke? We've talked about it before. One thing that can bite Misfire in the butt, we've talked about with the Forgotten, is that we call it the crap sandwich. You have 2 great matches, that's delicious bread, but then you have that one terrible match. You come in 17th place, get 1 point, and that's the cat crap that's the meat in the sandwich. Misfire needs to go out there and have at least a top 10 finish. They don't have to finish first place, but they have to give themselves a nice top 10 finish with some points, get themselves up in that row. Obviously, they win the whole thing, 30 points. That's great, but don't. I think it's like C-Dub says, don't start playing a different game, trying to shoot for something. Just play their game, play smart. Don't get knocked out early. Get some points, because if they can play well, they do have a 13-point lead going into this 3rd round, so they have a little bit of a cushion. But with that said, that can be, that can disappear instantly. If you get knocked out 16th, 17th place and only get 1 placement point, that is very, very easy for a team to, because they only have 58 points. Any team can come in here and score 30 points if Misfire if some of these teams in the top 5 do poorly coming in this last match.
Yes, we'll showcase the scores here in just a second. Let's go ahead and do that right now. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on Misfire. I feel. I mean, this is a team
I
that's
think
been
that
outside
if you
the
look at
top
all
10 for a bit, and they're trying to get back into it. Getting a win here, I would say, puts them into the top 10.
Most definitely. But you look at the Dream Killers. Obviously, they want if you have 187. That's what place? In 8th place. 187. If Dream Killers can get a first place finish, get 30 points, and 187 can only get 9. I mean, that's obviously they can close that 80-point gap by 20 points, cut it to a quarter in one match. So they want obviously the pressures out of them. Dream Takers, the anti-sweat team that also can fly up in the ranks with a number 1 finish. OUTcast Alpha needing to stop that bleeding, would love a first place finish, and then of course JJTC, they're playing with house money. Those guys are just going out there to have a good time. They're 28 points behind, but they have another good match, and they can come in here and get a top spot. And I think that's the team that has almost no pressure on them is JJTC, because they're like in the 30th or whatever place, so they're just playing with house money right now.
And OUTcast Alpha dropped from 1st to 4th. They did have a very strong finish in that first match that allowed them to hold on to a top 5 spot. But you look all the way down, and not even in the top 10, you have Hacks in the 15th spot right now. So if you're OUTcast Alpha, you gotta be pretty happy with what you're seeing here.
The Forgotten, obviously, not doing as well as they want. They're obviously ahead of Misfire. And so they're looking at Hacks looking at 2 points. Forgot looking at 1 point for the whole night. So obviously a 30-point differential is huge.
And speaking of Hacks, they already have 2 of their members knocked here in the middle of boot camp, as Attitude and Shatan have gone down. As it looks like Death Squad was able to get some of their members back.
It looks like Feel Pain is AFK. He's just standing there in the middle of the field, or the middle of boot camp. You got
and now
Hacks.
Shatan finally getting finished. Metaphor Bravo trying to throw some shots over there. And now Hacks Max is taken out by Trick. And Hacks is only down to 1 member here. As we could hear the wind blow in our ears.
Misfire already getting people knocked.
And Misfire also getting knocked as well.
Remember, Vulcan was knocked and killed early in that second match. Misfire was still able to clutch a second place finish without him. So they're doing a little bit of a split drop. It looks like Vulcan is going to be persona non grata once again. Getting knocked by running right into 187, and Misfire really close to 187. So obviously that is not the battle they probably want to take early with Artemis, Fatboy, and Zozu so spread out.
And Trick finally getting the finish on Hacks. Hacks, the first team eliminated in this last match.
Hacks obviously not gonna be happy with they're gonna fall outside the top 15. They're gonna finish with 1 placement point tonight. Not what they want, obviously, to see with this late in the season.
And I imagine, I believe, if OUTcast Alpha gets the win here, they're gonna be in that 3rd spot.
Yeah, let me just grab these. Give you the exact numbers. They're 13. They're only 13 points behind Hacks right now, so they don't even really need to get. They just need to kind of come in like top 5 to really either come close or to pass them up.
And, we've talked about how OUTcast Alpha has had that slow bleed, but it looks like Hacks. Their bleed has
the jugular.
Their bleed is a little bit more deep.
reminds and the same thing kind of happened to OUTcast Alpha a few weeks ago, where they had that 22nd place finish. They always been more important, and they really dropped. So it looks like it kind of happens to every team now and then, but it's obviously happening during a bad time for Hacks as the season starts to go down to the last quarter of the season. Now Zozo has to be very careful because Zozo needs to pull out of there because he has almost all of OUTcast Alpha on his tail.
And it appears that Energy is only down to one member as well, Sack, who we... is this deja vu?
Well, you see, obviously, Energy Gaming and Death Squad, they haven't done very well. Guys kind of new to the comp scene, kind of see the difference between playing Classics, doing well there, and then coming into a Scrims, and it's a little bit more difficult.
Well, last match, in between matches 1 and 2, we had, what's his name? From, the other team.
Vampy from Death Squad.
Yeah, and he showed up. He was the only one on his team to show up for the second match. And now you have Sack, who we interviewed just before this match, is the only one to show up for this match.
He's probably the one that's supposed to give out the codes. He doesn't give the codes out in time.
Oh, he's probably, is that what it is? I thought maybe he
I have no idea.
Maybe he said something very controversial in that interview that we didn't know about.
Maybe he pissed his team off and they didn't want to come in. But hopefully, we give enough time to get the code out to get the team in there. But maybe he was unable to. He was caught up in the bright lights, big city.
They do get excited when they get to talk to the Duke. So what can I say?
I know I do.
It appears that we have an idiot in the chat now who's offering his catfish.
Oh, it's catfish and what is it? Catfish and what does he offer with it? Catfish and
frozen fish and fresh cat.
Yeah, cat. Got a strip of cat and a strip of fish. Catfish meal.
Obviously stealing from Fat Boy. We don't like thieves.
He's built an entire industry on robbing Duke Nation and their great ideas.
Yeah, it still hasn't worked out for him.
Although I did see their media company, Timeless Punisher, they streamed for the first time in months just the other day for about 37 seconds.
He did. I was actually a special guest of his.
Oh, were you? Oh man, I missed that part. That would have been some good content.
Yeah, I was trying to.
He said to read the comments.
He said he had the most viewers he's ever had. What a coincidence!
How many viewers did he have?
I believe he had 5.
Whoa! Well, you know what? You should start trying to answer chat because he doesn't say anything, and we'll talk all sorts of propaganda on his. And you know what? Jinjin Stinchen not having as successful a second match, getting knocked out in 17th place, running into Meta 4. And now looks like Meta 4 and the OUTcast Charlie are going to run into each other.
It looks like the last member of Dream Takers, who's in 3rd place coming into this match. Unknown is the only one that's left standing as he just runs around aimlessly, wondering what to do next, but very close to him are two top 4 teams during these scrims. That's OUTcast Alpha and 187 Black. You got to think that 187 Black, even though they are 32 points behind 1st place, they are well within striking distance due to the way that they play this game. I wouldn't rule this out. I could potentially see them maybe taking 1st place away from Misfire. And
what's the points they have right now? 26. Yeah, they're down by 32. The most points they can score is 29 points. Do the math.
Well, you got to add in the kills too.
No, you don't. We don't. You know, you get 29. We get 30 points for first place. If they score 30 points, Misfire scores 1. That would give Misfire 59, and that would give 187 56.
Yeah, and then say 187 Black gets 10 kills. They get 10 more points. What are you thinking?
You get 30 points for first place, no matter how many kills you get. You get 22 points for second place.
I'm talking about
kills
the
don't have anything to do with it. Oh, the whole Scrim.
Yeah.
What
are you talking about? 58 and 26.
I thought you meant for this match.
Yeah, for this particular match here.
There is no way. There's no mathematical way that 187 Black can win this Scrim today.
Yeah, there is.
All right.
Look, Misfire has 34 placement points and 24 kills. It gives them 58 points.
All right.
Are you not seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I see it. But I just did have to get. Oh yeah, but I guess yes, it could happen. I guess. I mean, all right. Yes, it could happen. That would be amazing. But it could happen. Yes.
Somebody get this man a can of White Tiger on me.
Oh, I already got 6 cases coming from you. 7 cases worth 25,000 Zimbabwe dollars.
I'm going ahead and offering 1 can to you.
You know how much that's worth?
Yeah, I know how much it's worth. I made it.
That's worth like 74 Zimbabwe dollars.
I milked the goddamn tiger myself.
Made with real tiger. I like it when I get the fur bits.
It's good for flossing.
It is. It's good. But can 187? They have all their players, but if they lose some of their players, are they going to be like the Cowboys without their quarterback getting crushed by the Cardinals tonight? Or are they going to be able to pick it up themselves and do it with 2 or 3 players? That's what Misfire was able to do in match 2. But now Misfire pretty much camping the area they're in, going for placement, not wanting to make a big mistake, watching any team try to rotate in. And looks like a lot of the teams are going to be able to get into this zone without a lot of trouble. But now, Misfire's able to stay in the zone. A lot of teams are going to have to keep pushing it. But since the zone is kind of going center every time, there's going to be plenty of room. But Ghostmail Elite, and looks like Ghostmail Elite and Team 10
Dream Killers
are going to run into each other. That's going to be a pretty big battle. Plus, you have Genesis behind them that have to rotate in. And how is OUTcast Bravo going to get across? If they go across that bridge at Pad 9, they're going to get right into that. It's going to be a 4-way dance. And there you go. Ghostmail Elite and Genesis already getting into it right now.
Now Ghostmail Elite and Dream Killers getting into it. Marshy going down. Stanky and Savage going down here. And now Junie going down. Sarge.
Wow. Ghostmail Elite running completely
Starnips
through Dream Killers.
Starnips trying to get the finish here on Ghostmail Elite. Michael able to get the knock on Starnips. Sarge the only one that's left standing on Dream Killers here. Sarge gonna get the pick up here on Starnips. I'm sure they'll get right back up and try to get into it. As Michael.
Can Michael get Ghost and Stinky up at the time though?
It's like, is Sarge gonna get involved here? He throws a grenade, but is unable to hit either of them. Michael rotates back. Stanky gonna get the pick up here, and it looks like that's gonna happen. Sarge and Starnips sitting on their asses, letting Ghostmail Elite get back into it, and they're going to be able to get walk away with 3 of their members still standing. And now Starnips getting shot at by Ghostmail Elite. Sarge looks a little confused as to what's going on. Now maybe he's recommending that they push back.
Starnips, formerly Mommy iOS, and Sarge, going, when you only have 2 members up, you kind of go into that defensive mode automatically, even when you might have to still be more aggressive, knowing that Ghostly Elite had a couple guys down, or at least were low. But once they got down to 2 players, so they automatically switched to defense mode. That are trying to get themselves out of there.
Looks like Genesis and 10 HP are fighting right outside on the south side of the circle. Prod throwing some shots at Nali. Joe of 10 HP, not to be confused with New York Joe, Cup of Joe of the Duke Nation, a very delicious cup of coffee. If you like a big pile of steamy shit in your cup in the morning.
Who doesn't? This Genesis slash Team 16. Who is that? Just going constantly just exchanging knocks left and right. Neither team can really kind of take the other team out. Team 10 HP and Genesis is going at it. With Naylee still alive. I think Naylee's the only one alive, though, that Zeus is knocked. I don't think that Naylee will be able to pick Zeus up.
Looks like that's not going to happen as Genesis finally gets wiped out. But are they going to be able to get to Joe, who's, no, Joe does not make it. Left out to die, bleeding like a stuck pig over there, and that's going to do it for him.
Down to 12 teams going to that 4th zone. So we're going to start getting low, but a lot of teams only one, of course, 1 and 7 and OUTcast Alpha, the only 2 teams currently in the zone. But look at Jay White and Brownie kind of pushing out of their compound to do some damage. I wonder if they're looking for misfire and how they would know the misfire is over there. But it looks like they're all going over for Meta 4 also with Keno and PPC also pushing in right by Brownie and Jay White.
We have Ghost Melee Elite and True Savages getting involved here. Just before the zone starts to close in, Ghost Melee Elite able to get a knock and kill on, I believe, Killer, who's been an absolute killer on my fantasy team, and I mean he's killing my fantasy team.
Teams trying to get into the zone. All these teams want to get these placement points. The kills are there, yes, but you don't want to make it because there's no match after this to make up any points if you have a bad match. This is it. Everything you earn here is what you take home with you.
And it looks like the Forgotten's coming in from the north side, so is Top Strikers. Dream Killer's going to push in near to the same facility in which 187 Black is in. OUTcast Alpha. Just west of the quarry is OUTcast. Charlie starts to push in. Ghost Melee Elite. True Savages trading shots here. Michael going down. Ghost trying to throw some shots over at Deimos. Waiting for him to peek around that tree. Deimos gets the heal. He throws shots at Deimos. Deimos has nowhere to go. But Deimos can play it safe here. As Deimos, looks like Deimos is just on the cusp of going into the zone while Ghost Melee Elite, they're going to have to push in here. And instead, he decides not to wait and runs out into the open. I can't believe what I'm seeing. And now Jason doing the same thing. $11 teams remaining. So we go to Misfire here, our top team of the night so far.
Yeah,
trying to hold on.
Misfire and OUTcast Charlie all right in a line on this zone.
Trying to hold on to that top spot. Now they throw shots over at OUTcast Charlie. OUTcast Charlie throwing smokes to give them a way to this facility that is just inside the zone. They are able to. True Savages and Ghost Melee Elite still doing their thing over there on the west side of the zone. Looks like True Savages actually pulled it out. How that happened. Artemis now moving up to the zone. That's 10 HP.
10 HP, you're right there, though.
Able to get the knock on Zozu. We're in a top 10 situation. Artemis trying to get the knock. Does so. Can he get the kill? Now Outcast Charlie throws shots in the direction of Artemis.
Artemis and Fatboy both kind of stuck in the middle of no man's land. They gotta hopefully they can hold into this blue comes in and pushes Outcast Charlie. Look at
Artemis able to get a knock here on Bong Ming. Top 10 situation here. Misfire with 2 kills as of right now.
I think it was men of 4. They're gonna looks like Outcast Charlie can only push into men of 4 or into Outcast
now
Alpha.
Fatboy getting a knock here on Baby Panda. Gotta wonder if 10 HP is gonna look down on Misfire and maybe get some kills here. They look around, can't see anything.
He knows exactly where to rotate into where there's nobody at. Perfectly into the center.
True Savages up on top of 187 Black, trying to throw some shots over there, and it looks like all 3 of their members are down except Mr. 13-inch.
Top Striker's caught out in the blue. Just looks like they're gonna die out. 187 dying out. Or the rest of Outcast. Well, you have 2 guys from True Esport, 2 from Misfire, 2 from 10 HP, Jay White and Brownie.
It's like Fatboy. Artemis, knowing that there's a team above them. Fatboy getting knocked here by Outcast Alpha. Outcast Alpha trying to regain that top spot that they had after match 1. But this is a top 5 situation now. 187 Black getting involved here. Pro DJ did get finished here, and now Blaze, who's been shut out here until this match, now pushing into this facility in which Outcast Alpha has, rotating around.
Trying to pick up Brownie before it's too late.
It looks like it might be too late. They're trying to get in. Clown finally gets in here with Mr. 13-inch. He's able to get a knock, but then he gets knocked. Clown also gets knocked here. Jay White unable to get the finish on Clown or Mr. 13-inch, and now True Savage is pushing in on Misfire and finishes him off.
It's 187 and True.
Last 2 teams. True Savages.
True already with 11 kills.
Holding the hill right above 187 Black. 187
Black
Black
with
trying
14 kills.
Finally getting the pick up here. Mr. 13-inch.
Oh, look at that.
Reloads his weapon.
Oh, Jesus. That's his death.
Jason hiding in the grass. Odd decision here. Pancake, knowing where 187 Black is at. Trying to get a shot there. Jason able to get a knock on Blaze here.
And the finish.
And gets the finish. Zone pushes in as Pancake waiting to the last minute to finally get over to where Jason is at. Clown rotating to the left side here. Is Pancake going to be able to see him? He does. But is unable to do anything to him, and it looks like Clown might get the knock. No, he doesn't. Clown throws some shots in that area as he runs out into the middle of the field. 2v2 situation. True Savages. Jason going down by Mr. 13-inch as they push in to get the finish here. And they do so. 187 Black getting the win here.
Wow, great clutch and 16 kills to go with it. So excellent gameplay by 187 to just dominate that last match after they had played so poorly earlier. Coming in and just destroying everyone in this last match. So kudos to them for such a great gameplay. True Esports coming in second place with 8, 9, 12 kills. Misfire coming in third with four kills. Outcast Alpha keeping that top 5 finish going with 5 kills. In fourth place, 10 HP with 5 kills. Top Strikers coming in sixth place with 1 kill. And Outcast Charlie, a team you don't normally see the top 7, coming in and finishing in 7th place with 0 kills. So kudos to them for a great match. And you know what? A very unique and kind of helter-skelter finish. A lot of teams we haven't seen play at this level doing very, very well tonight, whether it be Misfire, the Dream Takers, Anti-Sweat, and we'll have to wait until these final scores come in, where I think that obviously 187 came storming back, so did True Esports. But, it was very, very exciting. And a lot of unique teams. Maybe because there's only 20 teams, and we're one of our smaller lobbies, but still 20 teams is quite large. If you're looking at the PUBG Pro PC level, they only play with 16 teams. So anything more than that is considered a large lobby. But as we finish the what is this 16th? What is this? We're starting week 7. So the 19th overall scrim. We're no loss for new stories, new narratives. Could this be Misfire's first victory of the season? A team that's had some ups and downs, but has not had a victory so far this season. Or is it going to be 187 Black or True Esports that came rushing back with huge event matches in the last event? We'll have to wait, like I said, until these scores come in, but it's going to be very close, very exciting, and it's going to lead us perfectly into Wednesday, where we go into the TPP, as we're going to see obviously a huge change in the top 10, and probably going to see some movement in the top 5 with Hack's poor performance tonight.
Poor performance indeed. I mean, that's something that we kind of alluded to. At least their more recent performances just haven't been up to snuff. And today, I mean, finishing with less than stellar last place in that last match.
And as we wait for these scores, in other news, Duke, I was kind of just going through the numbers. Obviously, as you know, one of the awards that we finish with is the DukeCummings Most Dangerous Man in the Lobby Award, as I like to call it. And that is obviously the teams, any team that's played at least 30 matches out of the entire scrim. So there's obviously 80 total matches, but if your team plays at least 30, you'll be able to have a vote on the most dangerous man in the lobby, the person you least want to see as it's going through. And it looks like we have a minimum of 16 teams that have already met that standard. I'm sure there are more, and there are a lot of teams that are right on the cusp of getting that 30th match. But as we have 2 weeks left, we already have 16 teams that are qualified to have a vote in that final season. If you had a vote, Duke, who do you think is the most dangerous person in the lobby? Who's the one person you would least? So I know you could kill anybody 1v1, no problem. But what do you think would give you the biggest difficulty in defeating 1v1 in one of these scrims?
Oh, most dangerous man?
Yes, sir.
That's so tough because when you're on top of the hill, it's everybody looks so small.
I'm like, who's the person that would give you the who would make you break a sweat? I guess. Obviously, you're gonna beat anybody 1v1, no matter what the weapon is. But who would you have to kind of be like, all right, you might take you an extra 5 to 7 seconds.
Maybe I think maybe somebody on 187 Black due to their excessive use of hacks.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably, I would say either probably Mr. Zebra or or whoever else is. I know they only have one hack and they share it, like Appalachians share girlfriends. They pass it back and forth because they can only afford one hack. But that's a good point.
Thank you.
But as we finish up, and I know that we're getting these scores in now, but as always, with every single scrim, we were able to welcome C-Dub from OUTcast, the coach, and also Brown, the leader of OUTcast Alpha. And you know what? I will say now that let me hold it. Let me check my messages. Yes. So I now have. Let me see who's in the top 5. Let me make sure I'm like. So 187, yes. Dream Killers, yes. Hacks, Alpha. So now I have DMs from people accusing throughout this whole season. This is how legit I consider people calling other people cheaters. Every single team in the top 5, I have a DM from somebody else saying that team is our cheaters using hacks. So there you go. That's how legitimate the accusation of cheating is. It's surprising that all the teams in the top 5 have all been now are accused of cheating.
Every team in the top 5 of tonight?
No, top 5 total, like of the top 5 of the power rankings. I get obviously I get DMs throughout the season for this and that, and they're like, I don't know, this guy's super sus. This guy's up to no good. This guy one tapped me with a bow and arrow from 7,000 meters. He's sus as hell. As you know, you get those things. So, but I can now say that I mean I have probably about 10 total, but everybody in the top 5. So congratulations, top 5. You're all. In fact, if you haven't been accused of hacking, I think you kind of suck, actually.
Artemis broke that barrier tonight.
What's that?
I said Artemis broke that barrier tonight.
No one's hit me up with Artemis being accused of this fire. Oh, but are you accusing him? Because I can put that down. Yes, I'll put it down. Brownie accused him of hacking.
You got DM'd about Artemis?
No, I haven't. But I'm going to count Brownie as saying that as an accusation.
No, Brownie said he's been DM'd us about Artemis.
Good. I'll have you. The artist. Yeah, I mean, I've only been accused one time of. Here's a little story. Duke, as part of his stream, would have these events, these like custom-made events. And one time, a certain young lady accused Pickford of hacking, and everybody laughed. They said, "Have you ever seen that guy play this game? It was his hacks that he misses all the time." And they all laughed at my expense. And I thought, when I first heard it, I thought it was funny because I was like, yeah, I don't hack. But then they all laughed at the very concept of someone would think that I was hacking, and that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm getting news in the chat. True Brett says that he thinks True Pancake is the most dangerous player. I'd be more inclined to believe you if they would have pulled that off against 187 Black, but they didn't. So. And
with that said, each team will get that one vote. The only caveat is you cannot vote for somebody in your own team. Like I said, I don't know if you guys heard C-Dub stuff. I was just going through, waiting for after I saw my beloved Buffalo Bills get their stool pushed in. I was waiting for the season, the match to start, and I just kind of went through and looked at teams that I knew that had at least 30 matches, and just from first glance, without really diving deep, I see we already have at least 16 with another 5 right on the precipice. So a lot of teams are going to be getting that play at least 30 matches to get that vote, because I'm very interested in seeing is it going to be Trick? Is it going to be Mr. Zebra? Is it going to be somebody we haven't even heard of? Is it going to be the newest member of OUTcast Alpha, Silver, the girlfriend of Gold? Who will be the considered the most dangerous person in the lobby during our the big vote? Because as far as I know, this is the only award given out that's voted on by the actual people in the scrim, and not just presented by a specific amount of points or something like that. This is something that's really objective. are subjective, and just allows people to kind of who you least want to see out there.
Should everyone just throw their vote and vote Alien despite Duke?
Wow. I think that the integrity of OUTcast Scrim season is bigger than that, and I would not want that because I respect and enjoy this OUTcast Scrim season. That's like when you're in high school and for class superlatives you give the guy with one eye who has a glass eye the award for best eyes.
I'm not gonna lie. I secretly hope that that's what happens. I really hope that it's like what when it comes out.
they give it to. Any name you say now is going to be an insult to that person, so I'm not going to say anything. What if they all vote Duke? Duke gets the money. And I know that as we're waiting, the scores are in, but as we're finishing up, we are in the planning phases for that Monday after the end of the season. We're working on all the details of what we want to do, but we're going to have some sort of I think show, if I'm not mistaken. Gents, is that correct? Some sort of awards presentations and maybe a little fun for everybody to participate in that Monday. So even though the season ends on that Friday of the 8th week, come back Monday for the awards presentations and maybe a little bit of tomfoolery and maybe see people that in positions you haven't seen them before doing different jobs.
Yeah, that's
and I'll leave it at that.
That is the tentative plan as far as the date, but of course, like Pickford said, nothing has been hammered out in steel yet. So we hope for it to be that Monday. That is.
I do know, and I will also say, without getting details, that I know that the brains of C-Dub and Brownie, they're working on season 2. Even though season 1 is even over, we don't have any details of the process, but I know that it is in the process of being worked on. And obviously the ultimate goal is to make it better than season 1. I mean, that's I think everyone's goal is, but more details will come out as things are finalized. These things take time when you're dealing with the muckety mucks that these guys are dealing with. So you can't just. It's not like it takes days and weeks to get things finalized and stuff like that. If you just saw what it took to get season 1 going, it took weeks and weeks, and these guys did a great job. So, but there's I mean. Unless something bad happens, there's going to be a season 2, but all the details will be announced in the upcoming weeks. I know that some people have reached out to me and kind of said, what are the details on season 2? It's not going to be. I know there's going to be a little bit of time between season 1 and season 2. Allow everybody to kind of recharge their batteries. Not only the players, but the casters, the guys behind the scenes doing the stats, all that stuff. That's a lot goes into it. But there will be like a season 2, and hopefully, if everything goes as planned, be bigger, better, more exciting than season 1, which is what everybody just wants.
Yeah, we've run into a small snag. We can't find enough people on the staff that can count past 1. So
yeah,
might need to reach out and get some help.
The amount of times that I've counted the same thing and gotten 3 different scores, like you would. I mean, it is. It does,
so with that
I'll
said,
add it up, and then I'll add it, and I'll add it, and I'll add it, and I'll be like, oh, it's all good, and then it won't be right, and I'll just want to cry.
Oh yeah.
Who's coming? Who's busted in?
That?
Who busted in? Who's hacked?
I know exactly who it was. I'm about it.
Was it? By the way, so you guys want to talk about the new was it OUTcast Silver? I hear that's the girlfriend of Gold. That's actually a better shot than Gold.
Yeah,
apparently.
Is
there any truth to that rumor?
I'll let somebody else take that one. It was a surprise to me.
But
she sounds a lot like Gold.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll leave that alone too.
Well, as it appears that True Flyby is doubling down on his accusation of Artemis being a hacker in the chat.
True Flyby?
Yeah, True Flyby very much believes that Artemis is a hacker and will stand by it every step of the way. until he's
Justice is
proven not
served?
guilty. Yeah, that's right. Until justice is served, and
Well,
even then he will continue to go after him.
Even after he's proven to be wrong, he'll still go after him.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, a true flyby. I'm sure Artemis thanks you for that compliment of calling him a hacker. And I guess there's plenty of processes to report everybody for hacking, whether in game or using the PUBG Mobile Discord. If you record it yourself, you can submit it, and any clip that you submit to the PUBG Mobile Discord under the cheating section, they will respond to. So you will get an answer, yay or nay, on any clip you submit in the PUBG Mobile Discord.
And Dead finds it humorous that anybody would call Miss Fry. I don't know who Miss Fry is.
My second grade high school teacher, my second grade reading teacher.
Hey, you're calling Miss Fry hacker? We also have a
12th place finish. Tell you that.
Another idiotic member in the chat is accusing Sarge and Fatboy of hacking.
Together? Like they're conspiring together to hack?
No, those are separate accusations by the same person. But I'm pretty sure you can guess who that is.
I would love if someone got caught hacking with two people, like together, working together at two different teams. That'd be awesome. So have you posted these official scores yet, or these unofficial
Not yet.
scores?
Here we go. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time this season, Misfire walking away out on top with 81 points.
What a bunch of freaking cheaters.
187 Black finishing in second. What did I say?
You were
It
right.
surprised me to see them climb up in there, and they sure enough did. But it was too little, too late. As Misfire able to hold on tight, even with that all those teams closing in on them on that hill. Able to pull out a 9-point win. Third place, OUTcast Alpha, and I believe that puts OUTcast Alpha in third place.
So maybe this is it. Maybe this is the turning
Scrims
point that we talked about. We've talked to these guys every match. When's the bleeding? It's a slow bleed. It's like a balloon slow losing helium. They finally, maybe this is the moment where they turn that corner, bump themselves back up into third place. Hacks falls down a spot. The Woo obviously doesn't do very well, but with 187 Black, again, another match where 187 Black doesn't win it, but they score higher than all the teams that could catch them. Yes, Misfire will score. Will get 9 points close, but Misfire really has no chance. It has no chance of catching 187 Black. So 187 is able to pad that score, putting themselves a little bit farther out in regards to the rest of the team. But this second, third, fourth, fifth is just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, more salty, more sweaty. Because, like I said, it's not just. It's that fifth place is that big delineation line. That's where you're recognized with money or prizes. In sixth place, you get a thank you very much and a pat on the back. So, one of the questions was, we were kind of talking that how, True Esports was only, 33 points behind OUTcast and only 11 points behind the Woo. Could they maybe get to fifth and knock the Woo OUTcast off? OUTcast Alpha obviously answering that with a resigning. Go to hell. We are still staying in the top 5. You're not kicking us out. We are here to stay. So a very interesting, I think, Monday FPP round. Some teams we normally don't see in the top 10. And then also a lot of teams we have seen. Misfire number 1, 187 Black 2, OUTcast Alpha back in that top 5 spot. True Esports, Dream Killers, but then we have Dream Takers, that anti-sweat team. I know that how much C-Dub loves it when teams change their name for no good reason. But and then Metaphor Bravo, but then you have JJTC coming in 12th, and then obviously OUTcast Charlie, one of the few times to get themselves up in the 2-point place, so good kudos to them. And then a lot of the teams and Hacks is forgotten, obviously having a bad night, scoring 1 point each. That's obviously not what they want to see. Some stuff. So we're going to see a lot of condensing in the 6 through 12 and in the 2, 3, 4, and 5. With after this only five events left. So C-Dub, Brownie, you guys are gonna probably get yourselves up into you guys get yourselves up to third place. And you think that's gonna be the kind of like thing you have to defend that if you want, and also try to chip away obviously at Dream Killers, but you have to kind of like you have to defend that third place finish, that last prize of that last HyperX prize package for you guys. So you guys, I know you guys are feeling the pressure. Do you guys feel any additional pressure, or feel, you feel that the noose kind of closing in on you guys as the season coming to a close?
Well, before tonight, I figured to catch up to second place, we needed to outscore Dream Killers by 6 points overall for each event, except for one we would have needed to score 7 or more. So tonight, obviously, we fell just a little bit short of that goal. I think we only outscored them by 5 points, I believe. So that's gonna add a little more pressure on for the rest of the week. I think this is going to be the most important week for a lot of teams because how you position yourself points wise from today through Friday is going to really decide whether or not you have a chance to move up 1 spot, 2 spots, no spots for the next week. Because let's get real, the chances of you catching a team with a 40-point lead in the last week are fairly slim, especially in the top 5. So,
I mean, you look at like
if
a team does poorly, I mean, you got to figure like say Misfire was 34 points behind the Forgotten and cut 29 points of that in one night. So. Right. It can't happen. It's getting very, very tight, very, very. And what I love about it, by keeping the scores at the 30 to 22 points, is just proven itself to be a superior than going by points scored per match. Because I think it'd be even more spread out. I think by kind of capping it. It makes it harder to catch up to a team, but it makes it that much harder to get ahead of them. And we've seen multiple, like I said, 2nd through 5th, very, very, very tight. And it said 6th through 12, very, very tight. And you can say, well, 6th through 12 doesn't matter because it's not prizes. Play these scripts and see if it matters.
Oh, absolutely. You should see the amount of work that me, Pickford, and Pikachu do on not just for 1st through 5th or 5th through 10th, but I mean all the way down to the very end to make sure that everybody's getting every point they earned, even if they've got 5 points for the season.
And you'd be amazed how many mistakes one person can make that they don't see. So I'm so happy that we have like 3 people looking at it, because like I said, we'll go over it and over it and over it and over it again. And obviously up to last minute, there's been times where even after Duke has gone to kind of press, quote unquote, and we found mistakes and still made the changes. We're not going to obviously leave any. Even if we say, what does it matter if the guy's in 46th or 47th place? What matters to us, we want to make sure that when the season's over and we release the scores, they all make sense and they're all up to speed.
Oh yeah,
and good to go.
Can't tell you how many man hours we put into over. I forget who it was. I mean, like between the 3 of us, 2 hours each, at least going through each individual scrim and round to get the points. Right.
It does take me a minute to go through. Although I've come with a little bit better process for next season, speed it up. But it's like when you hear about the actor that goes and plays like RoboCop, it took him like 9 hours in makeup the first movie, but then like 3 hours to make up the second. So obviously, by doing this for the whole 8 weeks, I found some ways to speed it up, the scoring and stuff like that, to be not so difficult and to improve the quality. So going to season 2, hope it'll be easier. But I'm excited to see the season end. I'm excited for the future. I think it's to be nothing but greatness. And I tell you, say it once, we'll say it again. This is the like, if you get, I put this up against any tier 3 script in PUBG Mobile in regards to quality, excitement, format, prizes, sponsorship, against any one of them. If you can find a better one, let me know. And if you're right, then kudos to you. And remember, and when you look at like tier 3 and tier 2, in my opinion, this is my opinion, take it for what it's worth, it's a tier 3 to tier 2 is less overall quality and how you get into the scrim. Like, so what you can do is, I'd say the top 5 teams or top 10 teams in these scrims, I think could easily be very, very competitive in tier 2 scrims. The only difference is that you're not going to get free teams coming in because everyone has to be kind of going, have an invite, and you have to play it's the same teams every week, so you got to get that familiarity. And of course, tier 1, that's a whole other story. That's that level gap, a quality gap between 2 and 1 is huge. And if you've ever played with anybody at that level, you'll see that the quality is just amazing. Everyone hacks at that level, I guess is what I'm saying. The worst player is like, the worst team on, like, when you see those big ones. But I'll tell you what, though, Brady was showing us some good stats, and you guys, the viewers, are definitely showing up watching it. We're getting some big numbers, equal to those tier 1 scrims on YouTube, right?
Bigger.
So, obviously, the more popular these scrims come, the better the teams we get in here. And it's just, I always hear these guys, they think, oh, we're gonna start tier 2 scrims. My question is like, in my opinion, the best way to get tier 2 scrims is to get tier 3 scrims and make it more popular, and then have the tier 2 teams come in here. And I think that's by popularity and by prizes.
You can't just start tier 2 scrims.
Yeah, you can't just say, like, you just announce, I'm sorry, and then just, like, unless you have, like, them all already, like, agreeing to play for some reason.
Yeah,
because
yeah, just because you call it a tier 2 scrim doesn't make it a tier 2 scrim.
You can call it a tier 1 scrim if it doesn't make it so. I think that what's going to happen is you're going to see as these OUTcast scrims get more. We already have it with a lot of the wait times and stuff like that. And if that continues, I mean, we'll have to come up with an idea. If we come in here with 30 or 40 people waiting for a spot, obviously then we'll have to look at that. But I think as this OUTcast scrim season gets more popular, more people get involved, the quality of teams is going to improve. That's just how it works. So anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm done talking. So I'll let you guys close it out.
Updated scores, not as of tonight. Updated as of before tonight will be on the website. You can get to our website by going, if you look in the top of our Discord, go into the, look for the HyperX Scrim Season 1. And it'll give you a link to the website. So you'll be able to check all the way down through 50 some odd place and see exactly how many points you had going into this evening. That's all I got.
That's all I got, gents.
All right. Well, gentlemen, a pleasure as always. And everyone that participated, everybody that was in the chat, to all those that did not harass, and to all those that did harass. And to you fellas, we say goodnight and stick around. We have a raid coming to Red Eyes. Until next time.